Of course. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reign of Fire. We are all dying. We have made prayers to both Prometheus to take away the fire, Helios to fuck off, and Poseidon to bring us like just a little tsunami or something, please. But yeah, welcome to Reign of Olympus, where the gods wreck the place and the mortals are left to clean up their messes. Before we start tonight, we have got a few announcements. First off, apologies. First one being, sadly, Runt cannot be with us tonight. Real life got in the way and he has to work, sadly. But we'll miss him, and Runt will still be there, even if he's not voiced by the very seductive baritones of Dan. But we're all taking voice lessons. We've got a professional voice coach joining us, so that if this happens again, one of us can imitate it. I've sent you the email. Don't worry about it. Second apology is, I know that a lot of the previous episodes are sadly not on YouTube or podcasts at the moment. It's a little bit behind on that, mainly because the computers I was using to do all that with, I no longer have access to. And the one I'm using at the moment is very, very slow. So I haven't really had a chance to upload those. But they will be on there, and hopefully I will be getting a new machine soon, which will improve everything, including uploading the stuff. So yeah, they will be on YouTube and podcast in due time, and hopefully we'll catch up again. Okay, other announcements. The main one is, for those of you that were tuned in when it was a thing, Legacy of Druid has now completed. The last few episodes we did off camera. Again, technical issues, and then by the time we got the technical issues sorted, it was like, let's just finish this campaign. So we will be doing a How Did It End video at some point, for those of you that are interested. In a nutshell, ship combat and a giant kaiju battle. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I think that's pretty much it for announcements. Unless anybody can think of anything else. Anything they want to plug? One thing I haven't in a while, but thank you to all our sponsors along the bottom, and especially thank you, she's not a sponsor, but she's amazing, to Becky Appleyard for all this amazing character art you can see. She is absolutely brilliant. She's also done work for other streams like Heavyweight Gaming and all sorts of LARP and D&D characters. Really good prices, really fast work, so check her out if you can. Right, now that promotional stuff is sorted, we will play the intro and then cut to recapping the game. See you in a memento. And hello! We are, back. Doesn't take long. We didn't move, actually. So yes, last we left off, we finally resolved what happened to Gabriel's old allies that were framed for treason by the doppelganger Legionis. Legionis was defeated not long ago. They took the body back to be examined. It was examined. It was confirmed that yes, it was most likely Legionis that was doing this. As soon as your friends arrive, they will be exonerated of all the crimes that they have been accused of. Then it turns out that the caravan with them was delayed. Weren't sure why. The characters had some downtime. Everybody went to the spa. We had some chats. People got stuff off their chest. People got very drunk. And then the next day found they had to wait at least another day, because on the way to Sparta, the caravan escorting all the prisoners was attacked, and they were mugged for their transport and a lot of their supplies. The party on their way were fine, but some Spartans were lost, and it would take longer as they were now on foot, as they had decided to divert themselves due to strange creatures on the road where they shouldn't be. So they tried to divert that and ended up running into some bandits instead. This was told by the lead priestess that you met previously of Hecate's order, whose name escapes me. Elpina. Thank you. She informed that because they left at similar times and they diverted the other way, which is why they got there first and were able to tell them this. Alpina also noticed something, that the entire party, for either the same reason, different reasons, were at a crossroads in their path, like destinies, and she could see like a shroud over all of them that was clouding what they should do or important information that they should know. After the party had done what they needed to do, investigated again, made sure everything was ready for when the allies did arrive, they went and visited Hecate at the shrine that they had previously been to, where they were setting up, as Hecate and Ares had a deal to trade troops to help with the rising undead problem in Lagina for scholars and priests to build libraries in Sparta. They visited Alpina. She sat the entire party down in like a seance circle, some sort of arcane ritual where each of the party had visions individual to themselves that showed either glimpses of their subconscious or their path or some sort of message that would give them some idea of where to go next to find the answers that they all had inside them. It also gave some of them a lot more questions that it turns out they had inside them. And last we left off, the party were informed that finally Gavriel's allies had arrived in Sparta, and the party have to decide what they now want to do. So yes, so we will pick up with the party are just outside the shrine where the Spartan has come to greet you and told you that your party is here, and they are waiting for you to meet them back in the Justice Quarter. Justice Market. Over to you.
So we're actually in the Justice Market then at the moment.
You are just outside the shrine, which is in the religious quarter, so...
Okay. So we have a bit of an extra walk then?
Yeah, so basically if you wanted to discuss things on the way, or if you wanted to divert, you could, or you could just make your way straight to the Justice Market, but I thought I'd ask you first, because obviously a lot of stuff happened at the end of last episode, so characters may want to share.
Well, I suggest we get there quickly. I can always come back here before we go off somewhere. That's not crucial right now. We need to go see your allies, don't we? Yeah. Let's get this package all neatly wrapped up. Finally.
Yes, there's definitely other things to look at afterwards. We should probably head there though, in case we miss anything.
Okay. So
was everybody okay with what they saw? Was it all a bit weird, or was that?
The runt packs were like, I have no idea, but that's fine.
I just pat him on the cheek and say, well, that's understandable.
Fair enough, let's get moving. We can always look into this a little bit more when we've had some time to think on it.
I'm sure your friends Gabriel would appreciate seeing a friendly face round about now.
Yeah. Well, odd seeing them after that thing had their faces, but we'll have to see.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you all make your way there. You arrive, and similar to when Hecate's order arrived, the Justice Market is very busy. You see Ariston grunting in the back, like coordinating people to sort out the prisoners that are to be tried and moving them to where they are. And you do spot a very bedraggled-looking group of the Delta Force kind of just standing around, looking through the crowd, presumably for you.
Yeah, we'll wander straight up to them.
Okay. Who are you approaching? All four of them are there. You have... All three of them, sorry. You have Teacher, he's like at the back as usual, just arms folded. Kind of a content, rather. Smile on his face, just... He doesn't seem to be bothered about it. Fasali, as she is, seems a lot more perturbed than the other two. And as usual, Kynagos is looking here, there, and everywhere, like surveying the surroundings, always kind of...
We'll just try it up to Fasali. She's the one that's going to need a bit more talking to.
Okay. You approach and say, "Oh, finally, Gabriel, come here, embrace me, please."
You know how your job is to not get in trouble.
Yes, well, your job is to also help us when we are in trouble, which I suppose you did, but it was very late.
Yeah.
We've been given the basics of what happened. There's some sort of doppelganger.
Yeah, that creature could take faces and use them like masks.
Yes, we
A little
heard.
bit odd.
Well,
Actually used all of our faces a few times.
oh wow. Well, that's yeah. Do you am I right to believe that was what we were sent to hunt down as well?
I believe so. It definitely looked like it looked like something that would have come from above, from him.
Father, yes. Well, I hope he's happy. It's been an awful mess. We've cleaned up after him once again.
Right. I've got you all some clothes and food and things.
Oh.
Start passing out the fresh clothes and things that I picked up.
Oh, thank you so much. You have no idea. It has been horrible. Teacher just been like, "Arr, it's all right. I didn't mind. It's all an adventure in the end, isn't it?" And again, kind of got just. She's not a talker.
So that thing's dead. That's been dealt with. Also, we encountered something from the Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah, a wheel-eyed creature.
Oh, I thought they were all dead.
Well, this one didn't have its eye anymore.
Oh.
So we've dealt with that, but it was working in concert with something else. Something looked human, at least.
Okay. Working
Anyway, would you like
with
to,
how?
Not exactly clear. The human one got away. Anyway, would you like to meet the people who helped get you off the
Yes,
executioner's block?
absolutely. We don't have anything to give, obviously, after being mugged, but gratitude, definitely. Who are your companions?
I'll walk them over to Mercy Kaya and run. So, you might remember Teacher and Kinnigas and Fasali. This is the actual versions of them. I'm fairly certain I'm going to try and attack any of us.
No, not yet.
And that'll make a change.
Maybe after I've washed.
After you've washed.
This is Runt.
Hello.
Kaya.
You look.
Hello?
This is Mercy.
Pleasure.
They helped deal with both of the creatures that came from Poseidon.
Oh, so did you kill it? The big one as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, that reminds me. That's where this came from. Like the trident.
Kinnigas, who again has been quiet and not really looking until then, just all of them look a bit awed by it, but Kinnigas more so just kind of reaches a hand out and then it's like, and where you found that's not his, is it?
No, it looks like it's one of the prototypes.
But it was made for him.
It was made as part of a series of things culminating in what was made for him. But it's certainly very special to him.
Father truly has smiled on you, Gabriel.
So, you know what your next set of orders are? We have instructions.
Well, I haven't been given any, but then again, Home Current hasn't really known where we are to find us. We haven't received any arcane messages either, which is odd. We normally would have them checking in, but we haven't heard since we arrived at Thebes, actually. But I believe the next step would be to head back to Corinth and inform them of what happened and of the creature that you fought previously. As if we've missed him, who else have we missed?
Well, certainly something odd has happened a short way between Thebes and here. On the outskirts of Thebes, there's maybe a couple of days out, heading towards Delphi. There's a valley which used to have a small village in it, where we found the rather large creature of his that has been put down. That's the area that this humanoid woman working with it disappeared from. If you're headed back in that direction and you are able to check in around that area for any rumours, it might be worth having a look around that area.
Well,
find out if this person's turned up anywhere else.
We were going to go and find a ship, but if you think it's worth us looking at, we could always take a slightly longer route.
Well, whatever you think is going to serve best. Obviously, getting back to Corinth earlier will get instructions quicker.
Yes, I assume that they will want to speak to all of us when we get there. What about your friends? Will they be coming with us, or?
They, I think, are probably not going to want to go to Corinth, and given the success that I've had recently with them, I feel like I should continue until called back. Obviously, if there is any reason for me to need to return, unfortunately, since you were all taken hostage, this group has already put down 2 things that Poseidon wanted dead. I think I'm doing a lot more here than I would be sailing all the way back to Corinth for several days.
Okay, well, I presumed you'd come back with us all, but that's... I understand, I suppose.
I would have liked to, but I get the feeling that I'm supposed to be following this path.
Well, if your spoils, kind of looks at the trident, are anything to say, then Father is definitely with you, so who are we to argue with him? I should tell you, once we do get back, the Force will most likely want to call for you.
Obviously, if I'm needed, I will return.
Okay, we'll let them know what's happened, and we hope to see you again soon. Obviously, it's not Delta Force without our Sentinel. But needs must, and who are we to understand the God's will? Right.
I think that's as much as we can tell you about the sequence of events that's taken place, though, unfortunately.
That's okay. Well, we should be in town for a few nights. We'll try and see what we're going to do before we travel again, and if you're still around, we'll let you know, and if not, we'll get a message to you once we get back to Corinth, I suppose. Where will you be heading?
I haven't figured that one out yet. There's definitely something with regards to the previous Sentinels that I need to look into.
The previous?
Like somewhat of a vision of multiple previous Sentinels being surrounding a boat and pulling to try and drown me. It's a little unusual. There's something about the line of Sentinels before me that I need to look into.
Okay. Well, I will do what research I can in Corinth that's concerning. I don't know if... But you know how our order works and how we become what we are. But, yes, I will try and find out what I can, and I will pray on it and try and get a message to you as soon as we can.
I'll keep an ear out.
As will I. Right. Teacher, would you be able to find us lodgings? Yeah, sure. Bathhouse. And I'm a priest. Yeah. And he just walks off. Well, it was good to see you well, and again, thank all of you for saving our heads, I suppose. If there's anything we can do in return when we are able, don't hesitate to ask, and of course, you are all welcome in Corinth.
Do you have enough money with you to secure lodgings?
We don't have money, but I have some contacts in Sparta that I can call upon, and they will have us stay with them, I'm sure.
I'm just going to pull out the purse. I should actually have. What's the approximate amount for lodgings for a week or two?
Oh, again, it's more just food costs in Elysium, because lodgings is staying with whoever hosts you. And a lot of the time they'll feed you as well. So it's mainly just foods on the road and anything you want to do in town.
Chuck them like 2 dozen gold.
Okay. Thank you.
At least that way you can get transport.
Oh, thank you, Gabriel. Be safe, and fathers will be with you.
I'm with you.
And they both leave. Like, you turn around and kind of Gus is kind of already gone at some point. You're not sure when. You didn't really notice her slip away. And Fasali just makes away, gives a nod to all of you, and then walks casually, but formally down the road towards Sparta proper.
Are you happy with that decision, Gabriel?
Not really.
I figured as much, but I thought it was worth asking.
Unfortunately, I don't think I could turn my back on Tisha again at this stage.
I can understand that. Well, although we can never hope to sort of like fill their shoes because we've been with them for so long, I can only hope that we can at least live up to their standards and, at least be as great allies.
Well, I'd be more than happy to keep travelling around and, try to at least do the order proud, even if I'm not walking with them. I'd say we've done fairly well so far.
I think you'll continue to do just as well.
So, I do want to thank all three of you for hightailing it most of the way across Olympus, across Elysium with me, in order to try and save those people.
Well, we didn't have much of a choice, but it seemed to be the good thing at the time.
I'm glad I was able to help you at least here in Sparta.
Don't mention it, but I will get you back for the beard.
I think you all had a choice, but thankfully you chose to help me, and you didn't have to. So just know that I'm more than willing to help you with all of your issues and hopefully kind of repay that debt.
Like we have issues. I don't know what you're talking about.
No issues there whatsoever.
Of course not.
Well, I suppose the question remains, where is the wind going to blow us next?
Out of Sparta. Please, out of Sparta.
It's just like, what's wrong with Sparta?
Everyone's nearly died. I've stabbed Mercy, apparently.
That's just Sparta. It's a weekend.
Would you like the long list or the short list?
Sure.
I've stabbed Mercy.
Lists.
Teachers stabbed me. We've stabbed a civilian in broad daylight. You've been humiliated and disgraced.
By you.
I've been cock-blocked.
There.
Also by you.
There. I'll do whatever you want, as long as if there's a fight along the way, I'm happy.
Oh,
What about...
but let's put it this way, dear. I think you'll start a fight regardless.
What about these visions, these dreams we all had?
That's,
Anyone?
no.
Mine was just a bird in a maze. I don't know.
I'd ask you if you still knew what sort of bird it was, but after last time...
I don't know birds.
You called it a pigeon.
Yes, they're all pigeons, really.
Yeah, it could be a flamingo. We will never know.
No.
It was standing on both legs, so I don't think so, but who knows? Maybe.
Excellent. So it's not one of those rare six-legged birds.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Let's see, what about you? Did you get any insight from your fun little hallucination?
A whole lot of darkness, noises, and claws. That's about the gist of mine.
Could have been a bathhouse.
I get the feeling of a bathhouse would be slightly more enjoyable.
Bathhouse would definitely be more enjoyable than what I...
You know where's good for making sense of things don't make sense and getting questions answered, though?
Oh,
Delphi.
you mean... Yeah.
Delphi would be a great idea.
Yeah, I'm not about that life right now.
Hmm? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Seems like a place you go to get answers.
There's many places you could go to get answers. It's a bit of a distance between here and Delphi at the moment.
Okay. What's nearby?
Yeah, it is almost the other side of the continent.
Let's put it this way. I don't necessarily have questions. I just have emotions, and I don't think an oracle will deal with that. And I have a funny feeling that any questions I might ask might just result in yet more questions, and that's not going to be of any use. What I just need to
Okay. So if we...
I just need to find a sense of where I need to be at the right time, and then see what happens. And if any answers happen to come along to questions I may or may not have, then so be it. But,
Okay, so if we just want to get out of Sparta, then there's a couple of places that aren't too far.
Okay.
So towards the mountains, there's Vulcan.
That's going to be so delightfully warm and unpleasant.
Yeah, there's some reason at the minute the heat and the warmth is not that appealing to me.
I can't think why you go. Yeah.
Matter.
There's an easterly
Too far from the
wind.
sea.
There's an easterly wind blowing from. So it's kind of bringing that heat over. You guys are a bit.
Yeah, it's just...
But we could go the opposite direction, and then we've got Athens. Everyone's talked a lot about what's going on there. Could we have a look at that?
There's Lagina not far away as well.
Lagina's very close, yeah.
I mean, not that I'm questioning the efficacy of Brassidus' messenger service, but at some point, we could, just for the sake of my own curiosity, just try and find out if there is such a thing as an undead presence, because if nobody goes there from my temp, and which it happens, inevitably I'm maybe going to feel guilty about not going, but I'd rather at least just say I've been. I went to Lagina and all I got was this lousy time.
Well, Laguna could be interesting. I feel like Runt has never been quite so useful in decision making as he is right now.
I know. What was that?
Big pigeon.
Very big pigeon.
Was it the metagaming
is totally
pigeon
not.
on its way past from ready for tomorrow?
It's totally not the locals.
Yeah, if you guys were wondering, I don't know how well you can see, but since Runt isn't with us, I've put the Elysium map in his space.
If I cross my eyes really, really closely.
So the purple one, fairly centrally, is Laguna.
Hang on.
Yeah.
The red one down to the right of that is Sparta. Between the two, you've got Athens, and then just up a little bit from the Sparta, you've got Vulcan.
Here we go.
Oh,
Four cities we've been talking about.
Is that better?
Although, if you want to sort of like go a little bit even further north, you've also got Nidus.
Nidus is almost as far as Delphi, though. You have to go to
True.
Delphi for doing that.
Not really. It's about maybe 2/3 of the distance.
Yeah, maybe.
It is through a forest, but so
I have no qualms with going through forests. Nothing bad happens there.
no. I more mean that
not-
it's usually slower
Not
going.
that you'd ever remember, dear.
Also, was it forests, Sydney, bandits?
Yeah.
Bandits.
Yeah.
You know, the bandits that stripped the caravan.
The reason as to why your
Oh.
friends took an extra almost day to get here.
We could shut up the Spartans by dealing with the bandits their military couldn't deal with.
It would definitely
Well, let's put it
in
this
a
way.
better light with Ariston.
Well, I don't.
Well,
care
it would be a
about him.
twofer, wouldn't it? We've already done something that their own city guard couldn't do. And so,
So we protect inside their city, and then we
Yeah.
protect outside their city, and prove that we're better than them anywhere.
Well, they haven't been the same since I left, but yes.
Obviously not.
well,
Clearly.
you with us. Well,
We set them straight.
you with us. The proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
Excellent. Well,
So,
the forest is not
Bandits?
far from the way to Laguna anyway.
Exactly. It's just a jump to the left.
To be fair,
rather than
do all of you want to make a
Not really.
either a history or a survival check for me, please? Up to you which one. But let me know which one you chose, depending on what score.
Okay.
So that's a nat 1 on survival.
Okay. If
Mine's
it's a nat one, you
mine's
don't need to tell me.
It's survival 17.
Okay.
History 18.
History 18. Mercy, you know that
Somehow.
just from you know the climate. It's more about like geography, general geography, rather than knowing where to go. But you know,
Okay.
just because you did travel a little bit before and you did spend some time on like short pilgrimages, even if it wasn't as big as the one to Thebes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that a lot of the reason there is nothing kind of in the area. I just realised you can't see my mouse. But to the south of Sparta, do you know how all that area is pretty much barren?
Yup.
There's like a salt plains there, like desert.
Right.
So in order to go to most places, you'd have to kind of go northeast if you wanted to go to other places. Most people
okay.
yeah. Basically, the place between Athens and Sparta and the place south of it was where a lot of the fighting happened between Athens and Sparta, and so the land's become barren and then scorched with that kind of stuff. So you'd have to head a bit northeast anyway. Kaya,
Reminiscent of like the salting of Carthage almost.
yeah, but more with like holy god fire and siege weapons.
Yeah.
But also the climate, because everywhere else is sheltered because of the Vulcan Mountains, whereas below there they don't get as much shelter, and so
It's horribly exposed.
yeah, it's almost like I designed this whole continent scientifically like a massive nerd. And also, do you want to roll a dex save for me at disadvantage?
With me.
No, Mercy.
Why? Oh, for rocks falling.
No, Kaya, on your 18 history check, you know that fair enough, you didn't come that way this time, but you've been between either side of the river before. You know that about just... Do you see where that kind of stray tree on the map at the very south of the forest is?
Yep.
And then there's a small bend that goes southwards, like almost like a V.
Yeah.
You know that at the lower point of that V is quite a big trade bridge, like quite a big bridge along a trade route.
Yep.
between the rivers to get across. Like, there are other ways to get across the river, but that's the main.
Easiest.
Yeah, it's the easiest because it's got a straight path to Lagina. There's supplies you can get from the forest if people needed to restock. It's away from the more arid areas, so that's kind of the way most people take. So there you go. Bit of geography
Got
for
it.
you all.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. Yeah, let's head north. Well, as north as we can get to the foresty bits where the bandits were.
Well, there is a bridge that we can take to at least cross the river.
Is that probably where the trade caravans and things will be coming through?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we could always just jump on with a caravan. We save ourselves a bit of transportation, see if anyone wants to pay for our food on the way.
Do you mean effectively offer ourselves as guards up until at least that point?
Oh, like we did before, but worse.
Well, we kind of plan on fighting off some bandits in the area anyway. We ideally want to look like we're going to get attacked or that we'd be worth attacking. So a caravan with guards on it probably has something valuable in it.
True.
It's a good way to try and provoke ourselves as target.
Well, there's no harm in asking, I suppose.
No.
I mean, I imagine there's a lot of people around Sparta that'd be willing to do bodyguarding, but I imagine most of them also charge for the privilege.
Roughly, how much longer is left of like the big tournament and the fights and everything that's going on? Sort of like.
Do you want to make another history check for me? This would be a good time to have Runt around, but since he's not, I'll let you make the check. Actually, I'll let him make a check as well.
Okay.
So you make the check anyway, because you're an actual player.
18.
18. Okay, you might not need him, especially when he rolls a 3. Runt's like, fight's a fight. I don't really know. I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was drunk for a
Oh,
lot
if
of
he's
it.
concerned it's already over.
Well, Kaya, again, it's quite close to Nidas, or, well, it's not close. Nidas and Sparta have some sort of relationship. So you get news from there. You've arrived, if you remember, all of you might remember actually, you arrived pretty much at the beginning of this festival because Runt was the opening fight. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, he opened up the tournament by fighting last event's champion at the end. And then a new champion will be kind of done at the end of the whole tournament. Like, ideally, Runt would have stayed for the whole thing to see if he could be the entire Colosseum's champion, and then next festival he would be the first champion to fight, and so on and so on. But he chose to leave because he was forced to do it rather than signed up for the whole thing. So it will be kind of just fighting between whoever's left, but it will take a good 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how good the fighters are, because some fights can last for a long time if they're big spectacles.
Of course.
Think Hunger Games crossed with Sparta.
Okay.
Lovely.
Well, given the fact that it's likely to be a while before it all ends, anyone that would be a good bodyguard is more than
Already
likely
fighting.
is going to want to stay until at least the end, because obviously they could still be partaking within the festival itself.
And if they're not very good, they're probably licking their wounds at the moment.
Exactly.
Reasonable. Okay. So yeah, we just need to go and try and find someone who'll pay for some caravan guards.
Okay. Are you going together, or are you going to split up and find out in different places?
I guess I'll go together.
I will. I did want to take a detour back to the shrine to just have a quick word with Elpina, just to let her know something. But I can do so. But I can do some scouting on the way there.
Well, if that's the case, because if you were doing it together anyway, I'd just make you make a general investigation check, one of you at advantage. So if either Kaya or Gavriel, you want to make an investigation check at advantage, because the other one will be helping, and Mercy, you can go to the shrine.
Cool.
Do you want to make the roll, or shall I?
Well, do you want to make the roll and me and Runt will stand around trying to look impressive
All right then.
without saying anything to spoil the illusion?
Yeah, Runt's just there, like, trying to brush his, like, almost try and do a comb over with what's left of his facial fur.
16.
16. Okay, you ask around, all of you. You find... You make your way to the edge where you arrived, where all the tents and the people are. What you do find is that most people are coming to Sparta rather than leaving. Like, anyone that's doing trade will want to stay in Sparta because there's lots of people. Anyone civilian-wise will most likely want to stay for the festival. What you do find out on a 16 is that there will be another prison convoy with the Spartans themselves in the next 2 to 3 days.
Well, there's not much in the way of trade leaving, or people really leaving, except guards leaving in a couple of days. I mean, did we want to wait for those to leave, or did we want to leave before?
I don't see much reason to be hanging about too long, unless there's any other business in Sparta that we need to attend to, but...
No, I'd currently like to try and stay as far away from that shrine and that person as I can at the moment.
Runt,
Yeah, I don't...
Runt pipes up just because it's too good of an opportunity not to. I don't mind hoofing it.
But
You can't give the DM disadvantage, so shut up.
Yeah, I don't really fancy spending too much time catching up with Delphos right now. If things are still a little bit raw.
Touchy. Yeah. Effectively, then I guess is we wait for Mercy to come back and see what she has to say. But I'm happy to be leaving sooner rather than later.
Okay. Okay, let's try and track down Mercy then. Hopefully she's finished with whatever she was
Okay.
She went to
off
the shrine.
investigating.
Mercy, you arrive at the shrine, and just like when you left, it is hustle and bustle of priestesses. You don't see any men, but you see a lot of priestesses here, in and out, moving things. The shrine's already starting to look a lot more inclined towards Hecate. Like, there's a lot of banners with moon symbols, and they've set out, like, the symbol of the crossroads in front of a few of the tripods that line the way up there. So it's starting to look like more inclined towards her aesthetic, but they are still very much in the process of unpacking everything.
Marvellous. I'll see if I can spot Alpina amongst the hustle and bustle.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Pretty decent. I'm pretty sure that is... Yes, 18.
18. Okay, yeah, you find her pretty easily. She is at the top of the steps of the shrine, where she can kind of maneuver people around and tell them where to go with what. And she's just kind of giving orders.
I'll try and maneuver my way up to us through all the people.
If you make sure that goes over there, thank you. Be careful with that. It is a relic. Hello, Mercy. I didn't think I'd be seeing you again so soon. How are you doing?
I'd be lying if I said I was okay, but I'm never really okay. So that's probably part of the course. I just wanted to let you know that I've tried to send word back to my temple to see if they can get any sort of like advance to Legina to maybe address this situation that you told me.
That's very kind of you. In fact, Persephone herself has already offered some aid to Hecate, but just shows.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet?
It just shows how connected you are to your goddess that you would do the same. So thank you.
Well, it's the least I can do, and under the circumstances. However, my allies and I may be heading in that direction anyway. So, just on the off chance that whatever messenger I sent never gets there, at least I know that I've made a potential effort. Please, at least try.
Yes, we appreciate it. Legina and Attica have always had a strong bond between them, as do their patron goddesses. So thank you.
It's always been a mutual sort of partnership, from what I've been told. So
absolutely.
With regards to what you helped us with earlier, I know you don't have any specifics about what each of all, but I'm kind of everyone saw different things, but I'm very much I'm not so much a loss, but I seem to be more literally in the dark than I was before, and I'm not quite sure. Do you mind if I just borrow that shrine again, just for a few moments?
Oh, you want make a prayer? Yes, sorry. Yes, you can go in there. I can hold them off for maybe a few moments. I can't give you long, but
no. I very much doubt I would need more than a few moments.
If you need privacy, if you don't need privacy, you can have it as long as you like. But if you would like to be alone in there, I can give you a few moments.
I would like it to be as private as humanly possible.
Okay, in which case,
but again, I wouldn't need a vast amount.
Okay, well, go on ahead. I will keep us busy out here for the next 5 minutes or so, so you can.
That is more than generous.
Thank you.
I will go inside.
Okay, you head in. The inside, very much like the outside, has a lot more. It still has, again, the symbols to all of the other gods that you saw there haven't moved at all.
Yeah.
They've been very respectful of those. It's just like other areas, and especially around the symbol of Hecate, it's kind of almost been bordered with other relics and decorations and adornments to her, and kind of sprouts out there like several roads and sprouting off of each other in different directions.
Cool. Yeah, I would like to sort of not so much kneel in front of the altar, whatever altar is there, but just more or less be almost up to it, and I want to just lay a hand on the top of it for now, and then just have my other palm on the hilt of Benedict just for a moment.
Of course.
I don't know exactly who you are or why you thought you could kill me in dark.
We can't hear you, Jim, sorry. I wouldn't normally say, but it seems important that we hear you right now. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry. I don't know who you are, and I certainly don't know why you thought it was a good idea to try, because you failed. I understand that whatever malady I have been afflicted with is going to curse me for a very, very long time. But I promise you this. If I ever find you, I will strike you down with every ounce of power that I have. And if I am still not strong enough, I will seek out a power that will help me do so. Whether it be my own goddess or somebody else's hand. I promised you I will make you suffer. I'm going to prick my finger on one of the Benedict's spikes. I was going to just massage a little blood out of the fingertip. And then across the altar top in Celestial, I'm just going to write the word. What am I writing? Power to protect.
Okay. You do so, and it stays there in front of the altar. Would you make an intimidation check for me? Did you try to...
Oh, okay, then.
Well, it's essentially what you are trying to do. A religion check doesn't quite seem right, because you are essentially trying to intimidate something.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right then, 22.
22. You don't hear anything back.
No, I wasn't
you wait
expecting
there for a few minutes. All you do feel is like a prominent aching in a few of the scars.
Cool.
Like an old broken bone that's never quite healed, kind of aching.
Yeah, that's way too real.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. I just look down at Benedict and say, sorry about that, but you know what's going to happen, and I just hope you'll do the thing. And I just straighten myself up, put on my best resting bitch face, and walk out.
Okay. I'll make a subtle signal to you, by the way, whenever your mic does the thing.
I'll try and pay attention then.
Well, you pay attention anyway, because, I, capture you with my every word, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't need to look. Yeah, but I'm drawn to.
I know. So yeah, you make your way back. You find each other just fine. It's not a Benny Hill stream, so you find each other without much trouble.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know, right? Next campaign.
Anyway.
Run a one shot, and it's just lots of chase scenes.
All the chase scenes.
Okay. You
Is it
are
Benny Hill or Scooby Doo?
make an investigation check. I'm kidding. Although that would be needed to see if you could find out if it was Old Man Jenkins or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, serious moments here. You are now together again. What is the plan of action? Whatever you're calling yourselves.
Did you find a caravan then, everybody?
Everyone's coming towards Sparta. No one's really leaving.
Oh, well, that's just disappointing. Okay.
Seems the tides for Sparta are coming in at the moment, and getting people to leave at a time of celebration is not very easy.
Well, a thought occurs to me. If we don't necessarily wish to walk all the way there, maybe as a extra favor for helping out, maybe we can butter up your boyfriend and maybe your horse.
Guess we can try. We haven't actually asked him for anything in exchange for doing things, apart from sparing innocent people's lives.
Just because I'm nice. Gabriel, make an intelligence check for me.
9.
Okay. What? A 9. From all you kind of get is this niggling feeling that something about horses.
I mean, I really like horses. They're kind of cool.
So you get a 9. I'm nice, but I'm not, a pushover. I'm not Hephaestus with his wife. I feel like I need the gif where it's like.
Yeah.
What about those caravanners who are going up towards Delphi? Must be. And there must be more of their people all over the place, right? They seem quite happy to walk away from a party.
There would potentially be reasons. But
I mean, if you wanted to look for them, you could try again, but as part of your investigation check, you didn't find any of those sort before. You can
Any of those sort.
Of those sort. Furballs.
Nah.
I love furballs. But you can try, but just so you know, you didn't see any when you made your previous investigations.
If nothing's immediately forthcoming, I mean, I mean, most of my pilgrimages have always tended to be on foot anyway. Reasons. So,
I've been without a horse for a long time.
Did you have a stepladder to get on yours? Or did you ride a pony?
No. Just climb on it. They're pretty friendly.
You're the horse.
Huh?
Run to the horse. No, oh, never mind.
Excuse me, I'm a Minotaur.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll get a horse big enough for a Minotaur.
Meow.
Unless we put a horse on the Minotaur or someone else on the Minotaur.
Although at the moment, Ron, you're not quite looking your usual self.
Yes, but I'm still a Minotaur, and I'm still big enough to kick the shit out of anyone I need to.
And that's all we need of you, dear. That's perfectly fine.
So,
if nothing's presenting itself, let's go now, and then if anything comes along, then fine. But
How's the only people we found with horses or a decent mode of transportation on like the opposite end of Elysium?
Mate. Okay, someone else, if you'd like to make an intelligence check just to try and remember, because it's like trying to remind you of information I've already given you. I feel like I should let you try and remember, but at the same time, not just give it to you. So, yeah.
14?
14, okay. Kaya, did you roll?
was I with the group when you gave the information?
You may have been. Make the check. Because if I say yes or no, that gives you an extra clue without having to make a roll.
14.
14, okay. Both of you do remember, because whilst Kaya didn't go as far with them, she did meet them and then go with them. The people that gave you a lift and didn't have horses pulling the carts.
They had oxen.
They did. Which were slow moving but could carry the heavy and keep going for longer than people could.
Oh. But would people have need? Go on. What? Go on. What?
I'm just imagining Grunt riding an oxen.
Well, I'm sure he's probably mounted worse.
I'm sure he has.
Excuse me, my mother was part oxen. That's not canon.
Okay.
That's not canon. I can't.
Yeah, you can, but yeah, you can.
I can't do that to him while he's not here. That's not fair.
All right, how much do you reckon it's going to cost for us to just hire a caravan ourselves, or just?
Oh, that would probably be exorbitant. And let's be honest, our funds are rather low.
Or to do a delivery for someone who doesn't necessarily want to leave themselves.
Can you think of anybody who moving from here to Lagina or wherever?
Or here's a random thought. What if we persuaded someone to let us take a caravan to, like we're a caravan, and sort of invite the bandits to us as a preemptive sort of, let's go full Admiral Akbar, whoever he is.
You want us to act as bait?
It's a thought. Or we literally just go on foot and say, "Here, bandits, come."
I was going to say, you lazy fuckers, you really just don't want to walk, do you?
Hey,
No.
hey, you're the one that transported us here by mystical.
Right.
It wasn't me. That was the Feywild. It's not my fault.
I'm happy walking.
How long do we think it would take to walk to Laguina without necessarily going to the bandit-y forest area if we were just walking? Because that looks hefty.
Or how long would it take for us to walk from here to that bridge?
Intelligence checks for me. Or actually, no. So this is a survival check.
It is.
18.
11.
Okay.
Dice is on the floor, I have no idea.
We'll roll again. That's fine. If it's on the floor, it doesn't count anyway.
I've so got my life together.
Yeah, we all have, mate. No.
16.
Okay. Mercy and Gabriel. You 1 second. I'm just doing a little bit of math. Average one per day. I am not a mathematician. This is Greece, not Rome. Okay, so it is around 150 or so miles to the bridge as the crow flies, which
That's a lot of walking.
it is. You can walk about 20 miles a day, like the average person.
So looking at just over a week.
I kind of think we need to get a bit of a mosey on.
The thing is, if we only have to wait a couple of days till caravans are leaving again, we may as well just wait until caravans are leaving again.
Well, again, a caravan wouldn't get you there much faster because caravans weren't for speed; they were for haulage usually. You could go for longer, which is why you had like a caravan the last time, so it would shave some time off. But I can't, like, doing the math in my head right now of like how much time you'd save by waiting a couple of days. Like, I'm not doing that.
Probably not much.
Well,
It would save you time.
should we just bite the bullet and see if we can get some moxen then? Or whatever kind of creature we can...
That's it. We need to get a couple of oxen and a cart.
A cart.
I'd say if you this turned into like a weird logistics, geography, maths thing. To get from Sparta to the bridge, it'd be probably the same time or faster to walk. To get from Sparta to Lagina, it'd be faster for you to wait for an ox. Because you've got to wait 2 days, it'd take, catching up with that wait, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So waiting 2 days, and then the ox would slowly catch up and then overtake.
What if then we just go to the bridge, go tackle the bandits, and then maybe if they've got...
I think we should. I think the bridge area, because ultimately we don't really want to have to look after a bunch of ox if we are going.
No, but if they happen to maybe have a horse or two...
It's also sort of like worth bearing in mind that your friends ended up, didn't they end up entirely losing what they came in the entire caravan?
Oh yeah, so if they've been taking animals in caravans,
them, it's entirely possible that dealing with the bandits will actually give us
a cart and some...
Exactly, which we could then always return to wherever it's come from, which may very well be somewhere like the Gina, and then that way we'll be on our way.
Well, what are we waiting for?
So it's not a guarantee, but there's a reasonable chance.
I get that.
We may as well just set off, because the longer we spend talking about it...
There's reasonable odds we may get one.
You could have been at Delphi by now. You could have made it all the way to Olympus and back.
Hell no!
We could have got so far if we were already travelling by map.
You've been level 15 by now. No.
Screw it, let's walk.
Right.
Okay.
Let's make sure
Have we got provisions and stuff?
We didn't eat most of the supplies we took previously because of fast travel that we don't remember.
You did buy more supplies though, Gabriel. That was part of you getting the clothes. You bought food as well.
I did.
So
Are we good then?
You should be good. Yeah. You'll at least make it to the forest. It should last you a few days more than that, but you could hunt or there may be towns along the way, like
Cool.
not a lot, because most of it is just like each city almost acts as a polis. So there's not many small towns, but there are towns like the one you came on the way. So you might be able to pick up supplies at some point anyway.
Worst case scenario, we flip a coin and we either have fish or beef.
Yeah.
Well, or you could have wings.
Mm. Yeah, let's get going before cannibalism becomes more attractive an option. Than
Is
should
it
be.
cannibalism when none of you are the same race? Species?
Don't know. We'll find out in about 6 days' time.
As I said in episode 1 or 2. So I think so.
Yay. Okay, if you are making your way, does somebody want to make, just the one person who is leading, want to make a survival check just to see how you set your pace? I think that's you, Mercy.
Well done.
What?
Well done.
Oh, but we're playing a game that I didn't know the rules of.
Yeah, but you still lost. You'll know for next time.
No, I probably won't.
No.
Finger on nose means I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm. Is that from Archer?
Trust me, you don't want me leading the way.
Is that...
Okay, maybe when you're 6. Okay.
So yeah, make a survival check for me, please.
Yeah, 15.
15. Okay, yeah, you set a pretty decent pace. Like, the first day goes by pretty standard. It is bloody hot. But you're used to it. You're Elysian. Or, yeah, I think all of you are Elysian or don't know where you're from, so...
Sure, we'll say that.
Yeah, I'm a pale goth chick. Yeah, of course I want to be in the sun.
I was going to say, Corinth is still in Elysium, just not Elysium proper.
Not Naked Salmon.
So yeah, it's hot, but with a 15, you do manage to keep pretty well pace, and you do make it the average 20 miles in the first day, which is good going. It does start to get dark and get colder quicker, with it being not a desert, but like quite arid. It does get cold at night.
Cool.
So you probably, if you can either pitch up, or you're gonna have to start making like saves to like not be affected by the cold and be exhausted.
I kind of think we should rest properly because that.
Resting properly sounds like a smart idea, but
Okay.
Runt needs to be very well briefed before he takes guard.
I also don't really want to stay out in the cold. My cheeks are starting to feel it. Thanks.
That's right. I'll take the coldest watchers.
Is there just like wraps the ribbon around his no, don't, just to keep it warm. Like a little scarf.
No.
Okay, so yeah, what order are we doing watches in? Again, if you're resting
is it in 3s or 4s?
Let me do the fucking maths. So I think it's in 3s because you all need 8 hours rest. So it depends how much time you want to save, basically.
Yeah, we can alternate on days and certain stuff, and maybe we can.
For example, if you all wanted to do a 4-hour watch each, it'd mean the rest would last 12 hours. If that makes sense, because each of you needs 8 hours sleep to get the benefits of a long rest.
But if we only do 3, it saves us a bit of time.
Can I make a suggestion then? Since we don't really trust Runt to be keeping watch at the moment, why don't we go me, Gabriel, Kaya, Mercy, and then just keep that pattern all the way through, because that way we don't have to have that conversation again.
Yeah, and then always make sure.
Whoa.
And then as long as we're always near you, big guy, and then.
I'm good at watches, but fine. I'm not going to argue if you're going to let me have a lie-in.
Well, given the last time when you
need to be well rested so you can protect all of us.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. But can I also say that if I didn't get us in wherever Mercy says we would have been traveling for weeks? Just saying.
Well, you had an interesting time and you were there regardless.
I wouldn't necessarily take praise for something you didn't do. Fine.
Well,
being bad at keeping watch isn't something I would boast about too frequently, but you probably get a partial pass on that.
At least I don't scare children.
Was he talking about you or me, dear?
Could be anyone at this stage.
You go to ask him and he's already snoring. With this smug grin on his face, like Dan's smile, you know, the fucking one. Miss you, Dan. Oh, he's gone by now.
That's that precious smile.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have another quick look at the handiwork on run before taking guard.
Again, it is wrapped, and every time you go like close to him, he does like a growl, and his hand goes towards the hilt of his spear, like the shaft. Sorry, I guess there's not a hilt on a spear.
Talking about big beefy men and shafts. Okay, that's not going to go well, is it?
Well,
I'm only human. Well,
Yeah.
I'm in a
True.
human body.
But, yeah. We are but vessels.
for yes,
Okay.
Shafts.
Anyway, so what order did
we
we?
like big
Did we
shafts.
before this descends into like Dionysian madness, what order did you say again for the watchers?
Gavril, Kaya, Mercy.
Got you. Would you all please make perception checks for me?
Ooh.
$17.
Okay.
19.
Hmm.
8.
Okay. Don't worry, I don't do like just a little insight into how I DM. Not a big one because that's cheating. I don't do if you do a really bad perception check, you get attacked because that's not how events would work. So I know, I've got a plan of what may or may not happen anyway. The perception check is just whether or not you guys would notice. Because that way it's a surprise for everyone.
Woohoo!
Well, if I went make a perception check
Yeah, exactly.
and you rolled an 8, people would go, well, that's when the fight's happening. There's no surprise in that. So yeah, so maybe don't worry. On the one hand, it means you haven't created a fight. On the other hand, it means that a fight could appear at any time.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And besides,
Anyway.
NAF rolls are occasionally more fun.
Always. Okay,
Definitely.
so yeah, Gabriel, Kai, all of you actually, on the first night, your watchers go unperturbed. Gabriel, you, with your perception check, which is quite high, you don't notice much on the road. Like, you've been travelling for long enough that the noises of Sparta have finally faded. All you do notice is, and it's quite nice actually, you don't know whether it's a sign or not, but as you're lying there, well, kind of sat propped up, but kind of just looking around, you look up at the sky and it looks like there is like a small meteor shower. Okay.
Oh, God. Sorry. Flashback. That's not good. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Completely unrelated thing. Never mind.
Yeah, the rest of you, nothing happens. You wake up for your watches and it's quite boring. Again, this close to Sparta, there's not much in terms of like wildlife or anything like that. So you hear the odd like cricket and things like that, and it's quite peaceful. You have to kind of struggle at times to keep your eyes open, but nothing happens. Second day, you all wake up fresh and ready to go. Yeah, the day goes on much the same. There are a few people that pass you on their way to Sparta. Some of them seem to be selling like small, like almost like souvenirs, like little wooden trinkets where they've like taken like a twig or like a nice piece of wood and like carved it into small, very haphazard Spartan like shields or spears and things like that they're trying to intend to sell, and they try and like they do the thing of you know what do you want to buy? Like there's a few little goblin chaps in I don't know if any of you have ever been to like Rome and seen like the fake centurion armor where they try and get pictures taken with you. It's very much like that. These goblins seem to be dressed as Spartans, but it's very clear that they've made the outfits themselves and they've never actually seen a Spartan before.
Mhm.
And they're like trying to peddle you these little trinkets and baubles if any of you wanted to interact with that.
Try and stop one from battering them into the floor and or buying things he doesn't need off.
To be fair, I was going to say, knowing Runt and knowing Dan, he'd probably be laughing to himself because of how funny they look, and it's like, they look better than the real thing. You know, his disdain towards a lot of Sparta, he's probably finding all of this quite amusing, to be honest.
Sounds about right.
I'm going to go and sort of like have a quick chat with one of them. It's like, you see him over there pointing at Runt? Yeah. He was one of them that won like one of the first big fights and everything in there, and he's really popular. So you see, like all the things that you've been making. Yeah. Why not make a couple and everything like as he is right now, and then sort of like tell them that you met him as he was like as you were going into Sparta.
Oh, make a persuasion check for me.
Can I throw
Natural 20?
Oh,
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. They like. And they like accost Runt, and they ask him like they follow you around for like they completely turn around again and kind of follow you around for the next few hours. They don't bother most of you. They do want to like ask you all questions, but most of them seem to be like asking questions about Runt. Like he's the famous one, you're just the famous friends, and they want to know like all of the secrets and the gossip that you know about him, and like you're so lucky to be with him, sort of thing. And
well, to make sure they've got the facial hair right, and
I'm sure
the essence of what Runt is.
The proper essence with the ribbons and everything, and
so by the end of like say like 3 to 4 hours of them walking with you, they've like some of them have been whittling along the way and like using Runt as a model, like you say, and they do have they offer you, Kaya. They offer it to Runt, but he kind of he makes a face, and they offer you like a little whittled sculpture as a thank you of Runt. It looks, to be honest, it looks more like an Alopecian moose.
I will take said.
And the spear, because it looks like they had to like maybe put it back on again because they put it on wrong. So it kind of looks like it's like it doesn't look like a spear.
Okay.
But they don't seem to notice. They just like they seem really pleased with what they've done, and they're really excited, and they think they're going to be rich.
And I'm going to sort of like be really excited and happy. It's like, this is amazing. It's wonderful. You've done such a good job.
Yeah, they're beaming. They couldn't be happier. And they leave like singing songs and dancing, like singing. Like, do you know? God, too many references, but the weird things that swap heads in Labyrinth and the song that they sing.
Fireys.
Yes, they're singing like similar songs about Runt. Like it's kind of got that energy to it as they bounce back. Presumably the way they came to Sparta. So yeah, that is your interaction for the day. How's the migraine going, Mercy?
Yeah, it's tolerable.
Yeah, Runt.
It's doing more than my usual daily pain do.
Yeah, rather than tell you how Runt felt about that, we'll ask Dan because I think it'll be funny.
I think it'll be ecstatic.
Oh, obviously.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happens in your day. You do pass other people, but you don't get a chance to talk to them because you're busy being surrounded by these excited little goblins in mock Spartan armor. So if you pitch up again, we'll make if you want to make your perception checks again.
Do you have any objection if I guidance myself?
Yeah, you can do it to yourself. Obviously, you won't be able to do it to anyone else's.
No.
Actually, how long does guidance last?
Well, it allows me to cast any perception check any check I make within a minute.
Yeah.
While I do it.
Just because normally yes, but unless you were casting every minute, because this is a check over the next 4 hours. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what if I technically said I'd make a check almost
every what? Sorry.
Every hour.
Yeah, you can do that. I would let you add it to it. What I will say is, because of doing that, if there is anything like the innate stealth that you guys have when you pitch up, will be affected by it because you have to cast a spell every hour and it emits like an energy that may or may not be detected by anything on the road, so it depends. Yeah, it's a weird one. If it was like you walked into a room and you wanted to make a perception check with guidance, that's fair enough, but this is like over the next 4 hours.
That's fine then. I can just do it with that. I'll just...
Yeah, it's because like over the next 4 hours you're just like constantly keeping watch for anything. It's not a...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I just thought I'd broach the question because...
Yeah, no, it's a good question, and it's an interesting one. I hadn't kind of thought about that until just then.
Yeah,
so.
it's like because it's such a useful spell but underutilized.
It is a really useful spell, but it's good for like instant ability checks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I wanted to ask just in case.
It's similar with like stealth checks, unless it was a very quick burglary.
Yeah. That's fine. That's more than fine.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to make your checks for me?
Yep. Done. 16.
16. Okay.
6.
6. Okay.
Ha! I beat you. I got 4.
Damn it!
Beat is
You are playing golf, right?
No.
Oh.
such a strong word. Okay, you two are first as well, aren't you? It goes Gabriel, Kaya, and then Mercy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Let me roll some dice. How many hit points have you guys got again? I'm kidding.
About twice as many as when this conversation finishes.
Nice. No, it's fine. Okay, you guys, you make your watch, but like Gabriel, you're trying to. From your reaction, you seemed a little worried about it. So for the next night, you're trying to spot to see if the meteor shower happens again, and try to interpret that. So you spend most of your time looking up rather than around.
Oh, great. So
Yeah,
I've gone full ADHD kid.
Yeah.
Just staring at the sky.
You're very not Kaya.
Okay.
Yeah.
You spend the time like you keep yourself distracted by like writing lyrics and songs, and you make it'll make sense, I promise. Make a deception check for me.
14.
14. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So, like, part way into yours, you're writing lyrics and you're playing like a soft, kind of a soft tune as you're trying to come up with it, and you hit something, but it's a very soft tune, and it becomes like an unintentional lullaby, and you pretty much fall asleep. And then, luckily, this is why I had you made the deception check. Luckily, you kind of wake with a start as your... What instrument is it that you have, sorry?
Lyre.
Lyre, yeah, it kind of drops to the ground as you're, like, bobbing. And, like, yeah, and it wakes you up. Just, like, you get, like, maybe 30 seconds before Mercy wakes up for her watch, so you can kind of, like, compose yourself and act like you're awake the whole time.
So for some reason, I have Bloodhound Gang asleep at the wheel in my head now.
Mercy, you got quite a good score, didn't you?
Yes.
What you do notice, as you are doing your watch, you don't know how, and you know they were not there when you went to sleep because you would have moved it, but these odd tracks seem to have gone straight through the middle of your camp.
What kind of tracks do they look like?
Make a nature check for me.
But of course. Oh, yeah, okay, with my +0.
That you can guidance.
Oh, okay. Well, it probably wouldn't matter that much. Well,
You don't know.
we'll see. Maths. Why is maths such a bad thing for me today? 11.
11. Okay, you're not sure. They're quite big, like widely spaced out, and quite big. So it's bigger than like a dog or a wolf or little like hyena or little things like that.
So it's more like it's like a padded footprint, not like a hoof or a regular sized foot. It's more like a beast.
It's odd. You can't tell. It looks almost padded, but there's something else there that you can't quite get. You don't quite know. You don't know this animal. But
yeah, okay.
At least at the time, it's lucky you weren't hungry, and you're not sure how they managed to walk through the center of camp.
Ah, okay. Roughly what direction are they heading? Are they heading similar direction? Where again?
They are heading like due north.
So we're going slightly northwest. They're going north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are you just gonna kind of contemplate on that?
Yeah, I'll be like, it's more the case of, something. Does it look like there was more than? Is it more than one set? Is it like one beast, or is it like multiple?
You think there was more than one, but on an 11, you can't really tell how many because it seemed they didn't just walk straight through. They kind of maybe padded around and moved around you guys while you were sleeping. Like they kind of come into camp, around the camp, and then out of the camp again. But you can't tell on an 11. Like numbers.
Yes, I will definitely brood on why they did try and turn his night snack, and why nobody else. How it seemed to somehow missed us in between watches.
Odd. Yeah. So yeah, you all wake the next morning, pack down camp, and on your way.
I will.
I figured.
Yeah, it's like, guys.
Yeah.
Look down.
Oh shit! What came through last night? What was it?
I really don't know because they were there when I was on watch. They weren't there prior to going to bed.
They weren't there when I finished.
And I don't recall them being there when I finished.
Can I insight check them?
You can insight check them both. Yeah. So which one first? Tell me who first, rather than picking the roll. Obviously.
No, it's fine. I will do Gabriel first.
Okay.
Which is that's only 8.
8. Gabriel seems none the wiser. Like.
Okay, and Kaya.
He would have mentioned it.
And Kaya is a maths again, 14.
14. Make another deception check for me because this is actually about trying to hide. An A. I'm not going to make you because there's. Yeah. Actually, Gabriel, yeah, make a deception check for me because you were distracted. So you do have something to hide, maybe.
17.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay.
8.
So match scores. I can't remember how that works. I think you've just set the DC and he's reached it. So yeah, Gabriel, you're not sure, but the look you see on Gabriel's face doesn't look like a face of guilt, but it's more like, do you know when like a police car goes by, and even though you've done nothing wrong, you kind of act a certain way. Same if like when you were a kid and like a sibling was getting told off, you'd kind of act away so that you weren't next. So you're not sure what it is, but he does kind of like act differently slightly. Kaya looks just as confused as you are.
Well, maybe we should count our blessings that they didn't try and casually munch on us, but they seem to be heading more north than we're going.
Okay. If either of you two wanted to investigate the tracks, by the way, you can make nature checks, but you have to make them at disadvantage because over the night the tracks have kind of blown away because there is like a low wind.
I'll do that. Oh.
They both times, so 5.
Nah, 4.
You guys have no idea. Blobs in the dirt.
Well, all I'll say is...
Probably walks rather than flies.
Yeah. Well, they clearly had a sniff, but maybe didn't like the smell of us. I don't know. Eyeing us up for later. We don't know. I have no idea what made them.
Managed to sneak past one of us, though. Maybe that'll just casually walk straight past. You just see what it was.
Well, there's also the possibility that maybe can't be seen at night. Maybe they have some natural camouflage. Who knows? You know,
which is slightly disconcerting.
But
it's worth investigating.
But please discover. Well, please realise this. Consider where we live. Weird thing.
Well, yeah.
You know. But it's one of those things. We can either just keep going and just be aware that things may or may not be tracking us to future reference. But
Well, if we just temporarily divert our course a little bit further north than it was, add an extra couple of hours on, we could see if we could try and catch up with this thing in the daylight. Maybe it's something nocturnal that we could see sleeping nearby. We could get an eye of what it is, and we're a little bit more informed for next time.
I'm happy to go with the status quo if you're really that interested. But
Whatever it is they didn't munch on us, I would rather not tempt fate.
Didn't munch on us this time. So if it's a predator and it doesn't need to kill and eat, may do next time.
maybe, yes,
I don't see the
it's
information's
possible.
going to hurt us. Especially not if, we're all awake and alert.
I'm pretty ambivalent about the whole situation, but it's up to, if you have a curiosity that needs to be sated, then, well,
If it's a couple of hours,
I mean, I suppose technically, if we're still going mostly north but also slightly west, it's not too much of a detour. Maybe, I don't know.
It's only a slight deviation from our course.
yeah,
And if we don't catch up with it in an hour or two, then, we'll, if the tracks start veering off, we'll just return to course.
It's hard to know how far ahead of us it got anyway. So,
because we don't entirely know when whatever it is came through.
but at least,
Well, before Mercy came on drift.
Which was a few hours ago at least now.
Well,
What's
more
4 hours or
than
so?
yeah, more than 4 hours. In between 4 and 8 hours because of how. Well,
Yeah.
it could depends. Gabriel may have missed it as well, so it could be any time. You guys don't know this. To you, it could have. You have no idea because, as far as at
Okay.
least Mercy knows, the Watchers went fine.
Well, let's give it a shot. If we can't follow the tracks, or if it looks like it's going somewhere else, then we can just abandon it.
Fair enough.
Okay. Are any of you proficient in survival?
no.
No. In which case, just one of you make a roll for me. Up to you.
Shall I do it and then? Well, whoever does it.
I think it's wisdom based, so I would
It is
advise.
wisdom based. I
just
would
as a-
recommend the person with highest wisdom.
It can't be
Well,
Runt
I was
either.
the
I don't
one-
know what his score is, but yeah.
I was the one who wanted to go through with it, so might as well.
Well,
Okay.
Well, can I give him guidance on it?
You can give him.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can
why
give
not?
him-
Because I mean, you're tracking the next couple of hours, but this is to kind of just initially find
Pick up
how
the
to do
initial
it.
tracks.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the track.
I'll allow it this time. Yeah,
Thank you. So have a D4, dude.
because hopefully, as soon as he finds the
Ooh.
tracks, he can keep following. I might make you make another check again later if things change, but yeah.
So that's survival. So 17.
17. Okay, you follow for, like I say, about an hour and a half, and you get to a point where the tracks stop going north and they start to veer like northwest towards the mountains. And you think, oh, I should probably turn back, but you notice that the tracks are, they're still quite fresh. You fought for this, so you do lead on for another like 20 minutes or so. And you do see what looks like in the very distance. It's not the mountains yet because you're not quite there, but it does get more rocky terrain, and it's not so much as a cave, but more of an overhanging kind of thing, like in the shade. And you do spot like some 2 large and then 1 small prone furry forms in like underneath the rocks in the shade. They're a good 100 yards away or so, because
They're furry.
you can't tell much from here because, like I say, it's about 100 yards away. But if you wanted to get any closer, you'd have to start either making stealth checks or risk alerting whatever they are.
Well, they're sleeping, so
Looks like wild animals. I'm guessing nocturnal. I mean, it could be something sinister, but it looks like it's a family unit, maybe.
You are all feel free to make a survival check for me. The DC will be quite high at this distance. Not survival, nature, sorry. The DC will be quite high at this distance, but
11.
okay.
13.
Yeah, you can't. None of you can really tell what it is. You don't really know animals, but it just looks like a furry mass. You can only tell there's 3 of them because 2 of them look like a separate, and then the smaller one is a slightly different. Like they look different coloring from here. It looks like a different colored blob, and yeah.
I see no reason to disturb them if they're sleeping. At least we now know.
Yeah, if it's a family unit and it's got, I assume, a child with it, I don't see the need to go any further. If it was one solitary creature, I might want to have an investigation, but yeah.
Besides, I would only ever condone any.
All right.
I'm happy enough. Let's go. Let's carry on.
Yeah, may as well head back to the head back towards the bridge.
Okay, you make your way back. By the way, 1, 2. Next day, yeah, we'll say the next couple of days go by pretty much the same. So, Mercy, can you make 4 performance checks for me? With
what?
I'll say rather than advantage, because that's too overpowered, but with a lower DC because Kaya is helping you, if you remember rightly.
Hey.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so performance checks.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 of them.
Yes, because you're doing it each day, aren't you?
Yeah. Right, so the first 2 is a 10 and a 17.
Okay.
Be kind. I've got a 12 and then a natural 2022.
Okay. It's all going quite well. It's definitely getting there. It is just the basics at the minute, so you're looking at the DC is quite low. The more you do, the higher the DC will get to try and advance it. But you're making good progress. You're annoying some of the party along the way. But yeah, you're making good progress.
Lovely.
Okay.
It'll become more natural as you practice.
No comment. Secret show.
Yeah, I was going to make some other reference. We're not to the watershed yet.
Okay. Nearly. So yeah, the next few days go on by. Once you get to day 4, you can start to see. You're not over the bridge yet, but you can start to see more woodland start to appear. It's very sparse. It's not so much a wood as you can actually see trees. This is a nice change of pace as level land. It was familiar, almost a weird familiar to you, Gavriel, because apart from the paths that had been made by the trade roads, it almost looked like open sea because everywhere you look, it's just arid grassland. Yeah, you can start to see trees. Can all of you at the same time? You can guidance 1 because this is an instant thing. Make me a perception check, please, as you start to go through not so much a valley, but you go through a small wooded grove, and the light of the day kind of is shaded a bit, and it's a bit more overcast in here because of that. 2 from Gabriel.
23.
23. Okay.
19.
19. Okay. Luckily, their rolls were amazing.
Yeah.
So they made up for yours. It was done on an average. So yeah, you start to go through this grove, and you can see the road forks to 2 points in the woodland. You think either path, it doesn't matter too much because they'll both go out of the woodland bit, and you can just go around. Like you say, it's not a big woodland at this point. So even if you take the longer one, it'll only take an extra half an hour to an hour to get back on time. But what you do notice, especially on a 23, is that you almost don't spot it, but you can see some of like almost tucked in to one of the tree like more clustered areas is what looks like, you think, wolves.
Ooh.
They have spotted you, but they don't seem to be doing anything yet. What are you doing?
I'm going to silently grab Mercy, Gabriel, and then Runts. Sort of like one moment, and then point in that general direction so they can sort of see what.
Well,
what
Mercy saw it. Mercy saw it as well. You just saw
Right.
it first. It's only Gabriel that's there, like walking down the street. Walking down the street.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Just past that train, just over there, and I'll point.
Ah.
On a 23, right now you can see two of them, but you can see like movement in a grove, like a little, like say the cluster bit. You can see movement of twigs and stuff, so you think there might be more.
We're probably being surrounded at the moment.
Actually, on a 23, I'm going to message this to you because it's more fun this way. So yeah, if you guys want to be discussing for now, like what you're looking to do, and I'll just message Chloe what she sees on a 23. Because we can't do whispers because we're not together, so I'll just IM you. DM you. Sorry, IM. That's a few years ago.
I know what you meant.
Yes.
Well, if anything, we just prepare for a potential ambush.
Seems reasonable. Unless we can start a fire fairly quickly.
In a wood.
That's not the best thing to do, dear.
Most animals don't like fire.
Yes, but not the trees.
I'm not suggesting we set the forest on fire. I'm suggesting a campfire.
Okay, message sent. They're PS. That's not it. They're. On Messenger, yeah. Not PS.
Yeah.
Yeah, not PS4 or could. I don't know what happened with my phone there. Okay. And you noticed that.
Oh, that doesn't smell good. Can you smell that?
What's wrong, dear?
What, like rotting smell, or?
All of you make stealth checks for me, please. If you've been stood here a while now.
It just smells foul.
What do we want,
I'm
stealth?
so sorry before I roll this.
I will say, if guidance has a verbal or semantic component, casting it now while they can see you will basically neutralize that and have you make it a disadvantage. So
I was already at disadvantage.
I wasn't planning on doing it anyway.
I'll make one for Run as well, since this is important.
So
I thought I'd tell you now rather than like fucking you over. What's that? Sorry.
One of my results for the 20.
Wasn't this one though, was it? Not the actual one.
Well, the other one was a 3.
Oh dear. Oh, it's not. Run didn't roll well. Yeah.
I didn't roll well either.
Okay. What did you roll?
I have 9.
9. And Mercy?
13.
Okay. Yeah, you forgot to lower your voices a little bit. And you kind of, what do we do? Well, I think. And as you do so, the front one kind of and finally decides that you are worth its time, lets out a bark, and then 2 of them charge at you, and you see this movement coming towards through the bush. And can all of you roll initiative, please, after the break? Yeah, we're going to go on a quick 10-minute break, guys. After that, it seems like the party are in combat.
Yay!
Sorry, Runt, for missing this. I know you would have liked it, but I hope I do you justice. I'm just going to go rage and smash, which is, I assume, what he wants to do.
No, he's got to forget about his rage.
Until he makes that decision, I'm going to rage and smash, because that's what he's done so far. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us so far. If you haven't already, please, not only if you can, like, subscribe. I don't think you can like on Twitch, but follow, subscribe if you have like Twitch Prime, or if you're feeling generous enough, donate some bits if you're feeling generous. There is also a donation button, like in our info pages, where that money gets like straight to, no obligation at all, because like we don't do this for money because there is none. But anything helps and anything is appreciated. At the very least, if you were going to do anything, please just share this with your friends, because me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I at this point am more about, I've got to a point where I'm less, please share, we need views, and more, this is a really good story with some really good characters and development. I want more people to be able to know about this, because I think it's a great story that people would like to see. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's more, people need to see this, it's awesome. So yeah, if you would share this on social medias and things like that, I'd be great. We'd all greatly appreciate it. And yeah, we will see you in we'll see you in almost exactly 10 minutes. Okay, thank you. Bye. And welcome back. Hope you all had a nice break and went to the toilet, got drinks and all that jazz. Right. Very quick recap. Past 10 minutes. So, right before the break, the guys were tracking bandits that had mugged some of the Spartans and Gabriel's allies, as they decided that was the best path. On their way there, they decided to walk after trying very, very hard to get some transport, but decided to walk in the end, at least for the time being. They made it up to where the forest, just under Nidas, if you can see the map, was. So they're not quite at the river yet, but they made it to there after a slight diversion to track some animals or beasts that had kind of trampled through their camp in the night. And now they have gotten to a more secluded wooded area where there appears to be wolves awaiting in ambush. Luckily, they seem to have spotted them before they could be ambushed, but sadly, due to taking a while to discuss things and poor stealth rolls, they weren't able to surprise the wolves themselves. So no surprise rounds for anyone, which means at this point, if you haven't already, can you all please roll initiative for me?
Oh, of all the times to... Oh, Jesus.
And I'll roll for Runt. Okay. Okay, Kaya.
22.
22. Very good. And Mercy?
21 with a natural 20.
And
I know, the wrong time to get a natural 20.
And Gabriel?
Mine wasn't natural.
9. 9. Okay, you go. What is your dex modifier? Because you got the same initiative as Runt.
+1.
+1, so is his. Would you like to go before or after Runt?
I'll go after Runt.
After, okay. I'll move that up. There we go. Okay, so let's start this combat. Yeah, as you start, the wolves have growled and they start to make their way towards you. Let me just get the battle cam up and hope the video doesn't slow down too much. Here we are. Can you all see that okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, let me just make sure I turn down the forest noises. There we go. Yep, you guys, like I say, you're coming up this path, and on the fork in the road, you can see from your line of sight, you can kind of see 2 wolves, but because Kaya's perception check was bloody amazing, you can also see, like, that there is more incoming. Anybody watching on Twitch, by the way, please let me know if the sounds a bit weird because I know it runs slower when we have videos going, but it seems fine for now.
Are the trees moving?
Yes, it's a video
Yeah, the
map.
trees are moving.
That's beautiful.
Yes, before we start, a quick plug. This battle is brought to you by Dynamic Dungeons. It is a Patreon page where they release at least once a month video and static versions of battle maps. You may have seen them when they entered the cave of Polyphemus and things like that. So yeah, they have sounds included. They have, like I say, video maps. They've got all sorts of things. They've got cities, deserts, magic shops. The Colosseum battle with the fire, that was also Dynamic Dungeons. Give them a check out on Patreon. It's really cheap to get like the Chaotic Good Pack, which is the best one. It's only like maybe £5 a month, which is really good, and you get access to all of their maps then. And they also have a builder that you can pay for, and you can make your own as well. So yeah, it's a really good thing if you're a DM and you want to include this. I especially like to use them when I use like the monitor, like the TV, if you're playing physical games, and put them on there. So they're good for all types of games if you have the resources. So that's really good. Dynamic Dungeons, check them out. Okay, so first off in this battle, without further ado, is Kaya.
Okay. I'm just trying to work out roughly distance between me and them.
Okay, 1, 5, 10, 15, 35, 40, 45, 50, 65, 75 feet from the nearest one.
Okay. Then from the nearest one, I am going to cast Sleep, basically centering on that one and trying to get in as many as I can.
Okay, what does it say about the range of Sleep for the adjacent one?
90 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 feet.
So within 20 feet, so 5, 10,
Yeah.
15, 20. So it would only be able to get the first 2 if you managed to roll high enough.
Yeah, but at least that would.
Yeah, that's still really good. So you roll d6, don't you? And it has to D8, sorry, and it has to at least get their hit points, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what your current hit points are. I don't know why I'm updating them, so you'll have to. But for those of you on a browser, we also have the D&D Beyond add-on on Twitch, so you guys can keep an eye on their health. We should be sponsored, really, but, you know, we'll plug them anyway.
$22 is the number of
22. Okay. Let me just check their hit points. Okay. So you watch as, like I say, at the minute you can see 2 wolves sort of bounding towards you, and you let out just a stream of, like, I don't know how your power manifests. Are you just like playing a lullaby on your...
yeah, I sort of like start playing the lullaby, which I accidentally started a couple of nights ago.
Okay, so you play it's very fresh in your mind, and you know it's effective because it worked on you.
Yep.
And you guys, what you see, you've seen a few of Kaya's spells before, but I don't think you've really got into much of a rook with her yet. Besides Polyphemus, but you see, as she plays from the lyre, as she imbues it with her bardic power as well, you can almost see the sound waves travel across, like air on just above a hot road. And it reaches the wolves, and you see both of them start to, like, their eyes go a bit funny. And the first one just drops and kind of skids a little bit in place, and the first one falls asleep. The second one shakes it off, and they just look angry. But the first one is asleep. Do they make a save like at the end of their turn to try and get out of it, or if they're like damaged or something? I believe.
I'm just having a quick. Yeah, basically when they take damage.
Okay, so yeah, they are essentially out of this fight for now.
Yeah, it lasts a minute.
Okay, so 10 rounds. Okay.
10 rounds.
Would you like to do anything else?
I want to sort of like move up to just behind Runt.
Okay, easy enough. So here?
Yeah.
Okay, you move up there. That's it for your turn?
That's it for my turn.
Okay, it is now Mercy's turn.
Okay, okay. So, I would like to move down into that curve.
So here,
Yeah, well, not necessarily actually into the woods, but
10,
just
15, 20.
onto the path itself. So I've got a line of sight.
So about here or here you can get.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Bro.
Just making sure I've got enough range.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You're 45 feet from the nearest one, which is asleep, and 55 from the nearest that is awake.
I'm pretty sure 60 is my range. God's sake. Papers. Please be the right one. Yes, that's fine. I would like Sacred Flame on not the sleeping one, the one next to it.
Okay. Is that a dex save, I believe?
It is.
Okay. Look at me being all remembering my stats and stuff. It's almost like I'm a massive...
I know, right?
It's almost like I'm a massive nerd.
It's almost like you're a DM.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they dex. They have no saves, so that is a 12.
Oh, well, they saved. Never mind.
They saved?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Yeah, so does that mean it doesn't go off? Or do they take half damage?
Cantrips is always just nout.
Oh, okay, it's cantrips. Okay, so yeah, you release the flame and it goes towards, but because it kind of happened at the same time as Kaya, you aimed like where you thought it would be running to, but because it kind of stopped to shake off the sleep effect, it hits the ground just in front of it, and you miss.
No worries.
Okay. It is now almost all of the wolves go. Okay. Let's have a look at their movement. Okay, so 30. So Mercy, you can just see another wolf. Again, you can't really make out any details, but you can see this other form make its way around the corner.
Okay.
30. And another one. Yeah, they're just going to stay there for now. They're not going to dash. And this one is asleep. This one is going to dash. 60. So it's gonna. This one is going to engage you in combat, but it isn't going to actually like do anything. What you do notice as the thing comes bounding straight towards you at full speed is it's not. Maybe it was a wolf, but it's definitely not a wolf now, or it's like a shadow of itself. It is like its fur is matted. You think you can see like oozing like pus and boils coming from it. Some of the flesh seems to have been like torn or like burnt away, and you can see muscle and sinew. Even the face almost looks like around its eye, like one of its eyes is missing, and you can kind of see bone like around its eye socket. And the smell that you could smell, it's very pungent now that Kaya got. It doesn't smell like rot or anything like that. It's kind of like it kind of burns your nostrils, almost like bleach.
Okay.
Okay, it's like a really strong acidic smell that like burns your nostrils as you get that in there. Okay. Runt is going to do what Runt does, and he is going to bonus action rage. And he is going to pull out his spear of whatever I called it.
Vengeance!
Yes! The Spear of Vengeance. And he is going to make an attack. It should tell me. Oh, yeah, +6. Okay. That is a 9 plus... Does Runt normally reckless attack or not?
What?
Does Runt normally reckless attack or...
Not always, because he sometimes forgets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave it for now and say that maybe he forgets until turn 2 or when things get a bit dicier. But I think that one will hit anyway. Yeah. So he hits with the first one, and he's using 2 hands because he doesn't care about defense. 22 extra d4 fire damage. When it comes and bites me in the ass, when I make a weapon and then I have to remember what it does. 2, 4. So yeah, it doesn't seem to do a lot. Like as he's charging, he swings around, but he's trying to miss you, and he stabs into the haunch of this thing and does some damage to it. Some of it, like you see flames lick the blade of the spear as it goes in and almost cauterizes the wound he makes.
Okay.
Which one is that? So that is 4. Okay. Gabriel, it is now your turn.
Okay, I'm struggling to make out some of the symbols, I'm afraid, so you may have to bear with me a bit. So I understand Mercy and Run are stood next to...
Mercy and Run are stood next to one. You are here. Kaya is here, the one that's wiggling.
Yeah, okay. So, can I get to on the path and just a bit between the wolf that they're engaged with and the wolf, well, whatever the thing is that's...
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get here? Does that look good?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Cool.
Cool. And then I'd like to use Gust of Wind.
Okay, and what does that do for the audience? Obviously, I know everything.
Oh, yeah, clearly. So it takes 1 action to prepare. 1 action to cast. It has a duration of concentration up to a minute.
Okay.
And a strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts from me in a direction of my choosing. So, funnily enough, I'm going to blast that straight down the corridor towards them.
Okay, just to make you aware, if you're aiming it like a straight line from you, the wolf that I'm wiggling here behind the front one is the one that Kaya put to sleep. So if you damage it, it may wake up.
Yeah, so as I see, I've actually got a 10-foot corridor from kind of the 5 foot I'm in and off on either side to hit the other 3 without disturbing that.
Okay, so does it curve around? Oh, it's 10 feet, it's 10 feet wide, isn't it? So basically you're putting it as like a wall.
Sorry?
So you're putting it as a wall that starts like here and ends here.
No, so it's a 60-foot long and 10-foot wide blasting from me. So it's a long corridor.
Oh, so you're kind of whooshing it down that path.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I'm whooshing it straight past the sleeping wall, hopefully through everything else, so I can't quite see if I can get everything else.
Okay, no worries. I now realise I also have to make spell markers for the maps so that when you cast stuff, we can remember where it is. I will do that before next session. So what does it do?
So any creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from me in the direction following the line. In addition to that, any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot that it moves while moving closer.
So they move at half speed and they may get pushed back. Is that just at the start of their turn, not when the spell is cast?
Yeah, so at the beginning of their turn, they do a save or a strength saving throw.
Got you.
And if they fail that, they get a 15-foot push. And then in addition to that, all their movement is doubled in the direction that they're trying to get towards the wind.
Got you. That is fair. Are you doing anything else this turn?
So I believe I've now done my 2 actions.
Well, you've done your action and your movement. You've got a bonus action if you have one.
Yeah, so I've only got my bonus action at this stage. Am I able to hit all 3 of those things?
Depends what you want to hit them with. Or do you mean with the gust of wind?
I've completely lost your audio, I'm afraid, Luke.
Is it back now?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that you're trying to hit them with? Because the gust of wind will get them, because, yeah, it's like a 10 feet wide path.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So then, in addition to that, I'd like to do a compelled duel on the... wait, hang on, has that got a vocal component? Yes, it does, so I can't.
What's that? Vocal component? Can you not do a vocal component?
Well, I've got a vocal component to my wind, so...
No, that's fine. You can do 2 vocal components. It's if they're both concentration. So if it's a bonus... So if you look at it this way, if it's an action, it's got a verbal component. The incantation might be, by Poseidon's power, I blast
you. They do both require concentration, so I can't.
Okay.
So that's...
But yeah, a bonus action, like verbal component, would be like 1 word, because it's quicker to cast. So yeah, it doesn't. That's fine. It's only if they're both concentration, and you can only cast one leveled spell per turn.
Yeah, that's fine. I can't get another one out, so that's okay. I'm just going to stand here and try and be a meat shield.
That is fair enough. Okay, this... I'm losing track of which was number which. So we had 1, 2. Yeah. Okay, this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, is going to engage you, because you are the one it can get to, basically. Again, this thing looks basically like it's been starved for weeks. You can see its rib cage, and there's that horrible, like, acrid, acidic smell that goes straight up your nostrils. And it is going to try and bite at you.
So it passed its strength check anyway, then.
Oh, yeah, of course. Strength check. My apologies. What is the DC for that?
The DC for that is... I should have told you that at the beginning. That would have been so much more helpful. Scavenger for it now. Attack save, strength 12.
Okay, so it fails with a 10. So is it 15 feet it gets pushed back, you said?
Yes. It can yeet back 15 feet and then do double move.
Okay, so it gets to there, and then it takes twice as much movement. So 10, 20, 30, in which case it is going to dash. 40, and just get to the middle there, so there's like a line, basically. As it fights against this just massive gust of wind that seems to have appeared from nowhere. Okay, back to the top of the initiative. Kaya, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move up, sort of like preferably to be flanking the one that Runt and Mercy are by.
Okay, 5,
If I can
10,
get
15, 20. You can move through people. 25, 30. So you could go there if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to turn to Runt. And good things come to those who wait. Greater things come to those that rage. And I'm going to give him bonus bardic inspiration.
Inspiration, got you. So that's a D6 for attacks or ability checks within the next 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
1d6.
Brill. Okay, he has that. He kind of looks at you and then just says, well, you never have to wait for me if you don't want.
And then I'm going to sort of like pull out my rapier and stab the thing.
Go for it. Make an attack for me.
Is it an advantage because she's flanked by me?
It is. Something that I will be doing that I learned from Ben, our founder and creative director, and DM in the other game, is that the flanking rules after this one, because it wouldn't be fair to tell you now, but after this combat, any flanking rules, rather than give you advantage, because I think someone brought out an article recently that showed the math and like how much more you got if you had advantage through flanking. So some people don't do flanking rules, which I think is unfair. But instead, if rather than advantage or not doing it, if you're flanking, you will get +2 to the hit.
Right.
But that won't be this combat. You still have advantage for this one because that's like telling you a new rule. Like,
well, even if I was going with that, my first roll was a 22.
That'll hit, yeah.
Yeah. For 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, yeah, you stab out with your rapier, and yeah, you just hear as like you just hit its haunches, and it's kind of without upsetting anybody. It kind of does that thing, do you know, like where dogs have hurt their leg and they can't put that leg down again, but they keep trying to.
Oh.
Yeah, as you've hurt this thing, but you don't feel too bad because as it turns at you and growls, and you can see like this yellow-ish like drool come from it that kind of like puddles on the floor and seems to sizzle. Okay, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, Mercy.
Okay, so there's not a great deal you can do about that. If I move away from all the
Oh, bugger it! I'll try again for a spell, but I'll do it all the dead instead.
Okay, which one are you doing that on? Which one are you tolling the dead on?
The one that's right in front of me.
I figured as much. I thought I'd just check. Okay, that is that a wisdom saving throw?
It is.
Okay, that is a 17.
Well, down you to heck.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, so that one makes it. So that's no damage. It's a cantrip again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you still have bonus action and movement. I doubt you want to move, but
I didn't really want to have to do it, but seeing as the cantrip was ineffective, screw it, I'm going to summon Spiritual Benedict and smack the fuck out of it.
spiritual weapon. Okay, much as you saw before. I don't have a spiritual weapon marker. Fuckers. Give me a second. Where are you placing the spiritual weapon?
Opposite runt.
Okay.
No, let's put doggo.
I like how I'm holding all off as you'll just beat a dog today.
Hey, it came to me.
I didn't beat it. I poked it.
Does that work? Nope. Oh, I may have just broken the world. Okay, we'll just remember where it is for now, because that seems to be breaking everything, and I don't want us to lose the stream. But please remind me, I also need to make counters for spiritual weapon. And yeah, do you want to roll to hit for that spiritual weapon?
I will. Give me
as I try and fix whatever it is I've just done to OBS.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
Okay, that's fine. It was 16.
16?
Yeah.
That will hit.
Thank Christ something worked.
Why is that not leaving?
And it will be... Very nice. That will be 9 damage.
9 damage, okay. As the spectral, bluish purple Benedictus, maybe 2-3 times the size of the actual weapon, calls from the side of Runt and just swings into this thing. It connects, and basically it just its bones just crumple inward. As it does so, there is a splash, as similar to the drool, this ichor in place of blood just spurts out. I don't know what's happened with OBS. And can... I can't see the map at the moment. Can Mercy, Kaya, and I'll make one for Runt, make a dex saving throw for me, please? Made it. Yeah.
Mine's a 10.
21.
Okay, and Runt made his. That hasn't fixed it. Oh, balls. Okay. Just a very quick... I'm very sorry, everyone. I'm going to have to stop the stream here, since OBS has mucked up, but we'll be right back in just 1 second. Everybody. We should be live again. Thank you, Jack, for keeping me updated as well. Basically, I tried to open something that... I tried to add an image for the spiritual weapon, and I chose something that was not an image, and OBS punished me for it. So, yes, all hail our Masters on High open broadcast software. But yes, last we left off, for those that missed it, they had managed to vanquish the wolf, or whatever it was here, with Benedictus, who will now be acting as a spiritual weapon. Just because that's the icon I now have spare. So yeah, just remember that one is now your spiritual weapon, Mercy.
That's so delightfully hilarious.
I know. If Jack could also confirm for me.
I cast spiritual corpse.
Yeah, spiritual wolf corpse. Spiritual weapon can look like anything.
Which also seems quite Mercy-like.
Yeah, you know.
priest, eh?
See?
Fancy words for necromancer.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if
shut up.
Jack, if you're watching, could you message me just to confirm that you guys can see me again, or put it in chat? That would be grand. Can confirm you are Ares is both a benevolent and kind god that will also kill things because he gets bored. But that's all Olympians, so we can't judge. Okay.
Duh.
Okay. What did you guys get on your deck save? Sorry, was it just Mercy that failed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so as this ichor gets on you, you expect it to burn, but it doesn't do so. Like, it feels fine. Like, you see it sizzle off your skin, almost like very quick evaporating, like, you know, like dry ice.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. But what does happen, everyone else kind of turns away as the thing splashes, but a small part of it seems to get, like, in your eye. And you kind of start rubbing your eye, and as you do so, you try and move your hand away, and you can't. And you can't move anything. And for the next round, so until the end of your next turn, you are paralyzed.
Okay.
Okay?
So that's basically no actions at all.
It is no actions at all at the end of your turn. Well, at the end of the turn, you can make a save to see if you fight off whatever this is.
Cool.
Okay, that's Mercy's turn over. Sorry, Ares is just replying to me to confirm that he is indeed a kind of benevolent god. Lies. Okay, it is now after that. Sorry, that technical issue is throwing me right off, but we've got things now. Very wide. So 5.
So it's Mercy's initiative for spirit weapons attacking.
Yes. Well, it depends if she uses a bonus action to do it, so Mercy has to remember to use that, basically.
Well, I thought I'm not allowed any actions at all.
So you won't be able to use... But when you can use your bonus action to activate the spiritual weapon to hit again.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know that.
Yeah. So next turn you won't be able to, because you can't move to, like, make the semantic... Like, it's almost like you guide it with telekinesis, I guess. Like, you go whoosh.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You won't be able to do so because you're paralyzed. So this one is going to try and move. And fails the strength again. 5, 10, 15.
Yeet!
Yep. So it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to get out of it and in combat with you, but cannot. Actually, they're going to go around here. 6 for 60, but they can't do anything this turn because it had to dash. As again, they have to fight through. And you can see, like, as this wind's hitting them, it's tearing bits of fur and flesh in the wind, and, like, this ichor or drool or whatever it is also, like, being blown behind it. It looks gross. Luckily, though, apart from the one that just exploded, you can't smell that anymore because you're no longer downwind of it, thanks to your magic. That one is dead. Number 1 is asleep. And number 3 is... this one. So, strength check again. This one passes with a 20-something. So, 5, 10,
No.
15. Goes to here. And just because you're the closest, I'm afraid, did Runt go? Runt's not yet. Is going to take a bite at you, Gabriel. So, one can finally try and attack. And you'll be happy to know I forgot it had multi-attack last turn, so you guys didn't get hit as much. Oh, no, it dashed, so never mind. That's a natural 1. And that's a natural 20. For the second attack. So yeah, this thing... First, you've got a shield, haven't you? Or are you using your trident right now?
I have shield and trident.
Yeah, so the first one, it kind of bites at you, and you, like, slap its muzzle with your shield, but it kind of turns from that and, like, almost mounts the shield itself and, like, bites straight on your shoulder. And it just really hits, like, in between your armor with that natural 20. So it is... Yeah, that's the bite attack. So... reach 5, 1d6. So it does... Okay, so you take 4 piercing damage as it bites you.
Okay.
And 1 poison damage as whatever this venom is enters your system. Can you also make a Constitution save? Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me this time? As rather than trying to dodge it, you're trying to fight off whatever this venom is.
Is it disease?
It is not.
Oh.
It's venom. It's a venom.
14.
Okay, you feel this thing go towards you, and you feel like your joints start to stiffen, but then you force yourself to move, and you break it, and it's only momentarily, so you can kind of, after that initial stiffening, you manage to fight it off, and you pass, basically. So well done.
Cool.
Runt is going to want to get in this action, is going to move straight to the one that got close to you but couldn't attack.
I assume I'll just take a concentration check on that spell as well.
Yes, thank you for remembering.
Yeah, pass easily.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's only a DC 10 with this kind of damage. So yeah, Runt is going to take a swing, and is going to definitely hit with a 15. So that is... He's not doing much, but bless him. Oh, he gets rage bonus as well. So he does...
He's also got Bardic Inspiration.
Well, that's to hit, not to damage.
Yeah, that's true.
So he already hit, so he didn't need to use it. So yeah, he lashes out with this thing with both hands and kind of tries to drive it into its skull. Doesn't manage to do so because it moves out of the way, but he still does manage to get its flank and make a big burning scratch, and some of the fur catches fire momentarily with the flames that are licking the blade of the Spear of Vengeance, and he does some damage to... Sorry, I'm just trying to remember which is which. Yep. That one. Okay. Gavriel, it is now your go. Or Garviel. Have I been saying your name wrong this whole time?
No, it's Gavriel.
Gavriel, good. It says Garviel on my app for some reason. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I change that early on and now you've just been too polite to correct me? Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Pretty sure it's Gavriel.
It's Gavriel now, if you're happy with it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, so I believe I can stab quite happily at either the dog or what looks like a fat...
They're both dogs. Let me quickly show you because the artwork's quite nice. So here's this little pupper. Yep.
I see.
And here's this little pupper.
No, little.
Yeah.
I think we'll stab at the more skeletal dog.
Okay, so the one next to Runt.
Bad pupper.
Yep. Just so you can see as well, the dead one I won't show you, but the one at the back here, there's that one.
Oh, puppy.
I know, right? And there's that one. So yeah, that is very much how you can see whatever's happened to these things, but there is also this weird acidic venom dripping from them. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Pinterest. None of them had the original artists on there, so I apologise, but well done. Very nice work. So yeah, go ahead. You stab them with your tridenty boy.
Yeah, we'll stab into the more skeletal one, which is directly on top of or north of me.
Go for it.
I assume I'm not flanking it currently.
No.
So that is 15? No, sorry, 6 plus.
How much is that, sorry?
16 to hit.
16. That will hit.
Cool. I'd like to use up a...
Smite?
A smite, yeah. I don't know if I can see. Yeah. Yeah, one spell. 2d8 extra radiant damage to target, and an extra 1d8 if it's an undead ruffian.
It is not.
No. Okay, so that is a total of... That's not right. Hang on.
That's okay.
5, 5, 3, 3.
11.
16. 5533.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
I didn't hear the first one.
No, that's okay. Which one's that again?
Sorry, numbers.
So 16 damage. Wow. Yeah, you channel, as you stab at this thing, you channel the power of the Earthbreaker with an early model of his trident. And rather than like this, some weird, like glowing golden divine light, which is not Poseidon's style at all, as you thrust at this thing, you also feel the force of like an earthquake and this like primal earthen, like seismic shock goes through this thing and basically eviscerates all of its bones as you do so. Once again, as you do that, the ichor inside it does splash out, and so can Gavriel, and I will make Runts make a dex save. Mercy, can you make a dex save at disadvantage because you are paralyzed? Normally it'd be an insta-hit, but I'm going to judge this as just to see if it manages to splash you in a place that will affect you. Oh.
Right.
What is Runt's dex? Not good. Okay. Okay, Gabriel, what did you get?
13.
13. Okay, you just, like, literally just managed to, like, cover your eyes and mouth as you turn and stop this ichor from actually entering your body in any way. Mercy?
You said disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I failed miserably.
Okay, so yeah, you can't move, so you can't dodge this, and some of this managed to get in your mouth. And you don't feel anything at first, but like after a couple of seconds you feel like your extremities start to change, and pretty much the only thing you can move is your eyes, and you in the corner, like your peripheral vision, you can see as your fingers start to become grey and turn to stone.
Beautiful.
Okay. Runt, as he does this, he's kind of laughing as he destroys the other one, and so manages to get into his mouth and nose, and as he's laughing, he kind of becomes, like, stiffens up and becomes stuck in this one position. And he is paralyzed. Okay. That one is dead. So, Kaya, it is back to your turn. But yeah, you do manage to kill this one.
Do I see what's happening to Mercy? Because obviously I was still facing that direction.
Make a perception check for me. Just because a lot's going on and it's... Well,
16.
16. Yeah, you can see that she can't move, and so that kind of got your attention. And as the thing splashes, you think, oh, that can't be good. You see, like, as her fingers start to turn grey and become rock-like. And thank you, Humalau. I hope I'm saying that right, for following. Welcome to the madness. Okay. Oh, and the RPG lab. Thank you as well. Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Welcome to Modern Moss.
We'll see. Yeah, what are you doing for your turn there?
I am. Don't know if I'm going to be able to hit. Turning and going for the other one at the side of Gabriel.
Is this the one that's in melee with you?
Is it in melee with me?
It's within 5 feet. I know it's a diagonal, but
Yeah,
it's within 5 feet.
I'll turn and everything and sort of go immediately to try and stab it again.
Stab it with your rapier. Okay, make an attack for me.
I'm just going to try and stab it. I think that's a miss on an 8.
Yeah, you go to lash out, and it kind of almost bites out at you and snaps at your rapier. And you manage to pull it from its teeth, but it's got that horrible grinding noise of like fork on plate, kind of, as you pull your rapier out from its teeth. You think you break a tooth as you do so, but this thing doesn't seem to care. Anything for bonus or movement, anything like that?
Movement, no. Bonus, no, not at this.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay, no problem. Mercy, you are, like I say, you are paralyzed right now. And you can see as your body starts to turn to stone and you panic.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm listening.
Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Just, there's no disadvantage, just straight up.
Straight up. The only reason you got disadvantage on the dex save is because you can't dexterily dodge something if you can't physically move.
Yep, that's fine, just making sure.
Yep, no worries.
Please be good.
Oh, also
21.
21. Okay. Also, thank you, RPG Lab, for raiding and bringing some friends along. I didn't notice that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. So on a 21, you see this happening, and you don't know if it's the panic, pure adrenaline, or like just your strength of will. But although the stone or whatever it is doesn't recede, it doesn't spread, and you get movement back in your limbs. What I will say is as a note, right now your speed is reduced by 5 feet a turn, and any reaction you make at disadvantage.
Right.
Okay. Just to note down, as this whatever this is, whilst you can still move, it seems to be slowing you down because.
Am I still paralyzed?
No. It's the end of your turn, so you won't be able to do anything. But you're no longer paralyzed. But your speed is reduced by 5 feet, and reactions are made at disadvantage.
Sure.
Okay. Number 5. Great. So your spell's still up, isn't it? Your Gust of Wind. So
it is still in effect.
Okay, it manages to pass this time. Only just. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to go for. It sees that Runt seems to be in this awkward position and hasn't moved. So it's going to attack Runt instead at advantage because he is paralyzed. Which is a good job. Yep, it manages to hit. And it is 5, 6, 7. Oof. So 7 piercing damage to Runt, reduced to 3 because I round down. And then 6 poison damage for a total of 9 damage. Damage of 9, which, again, anybody watching on browser should be able to see this on D&D Beyond. So yeah, and again, Runt feels as this thing bites on his arm, which he's powerless to stop because he can't move. He makes a con save, which I believe he should probably be good at, being a barbarian.
You'd think so.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Barbarator.
Barbarator, yes, exactly. Con save, okay. Yes, even though he can't move, he manages to fight off whatever poison's in this. He feels it again, like this weird kind of numbness in his fingers and toes, but manages to kind of fight it. And although he's still paralyzed, he is not like turning to stone or whatever this is. Okay, that one is dead. Number 1 is great. So again, has to fight past Gavriel's wind wall.
That one's still asleep, I believe.
It is. So it failed anyway, but it's sleeping. It's snoozing. It's taking a little poochie nap.
Yep. 7 rounds left.
Well remembered, thank you, because my brain is mush because it is hot as balls. Excuse my language.
It's my spell. I try and keep track.
And number 3 is great, which is this one. So this one here that you just took a swing at is going to take a swing back at you, Kaya, with both of its attacks. The first one is a 11, which I miss. The second one, sadly, is a 20, which I assume hits.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so you take 8 piercing damage. Okay, Sorry, dice. Rolled double sixes. So you take 8 piercing damage as this thing lashes out, and as you kind of pulled back with your rapier as it tried to bite it, and then it just lunges out and gets you right in the abdomen, and like the soft, like fleshy bit of your stomach. And you also take another 6 poison damage.
Plus another 6.
Yeah, so 8 piercing and 6 poison damage. And can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, you feel this venom, but you saw it before, and you were ready for it. So although it burns as it bites into you, it feels like literal chemical burns. You manage to fight off from it spreading to the rest of your body, so you are not paralyzed. Well done.
And my concentration spell to keep sleep.
Yes, please.
stays on.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Runt. He can't do anything this turn, but he will make a con save at the end of his turn. I'm surprised I haven't got a natural 20, because Runt always seems to get natural 20s. But he still passes, so he is no longer paralyzed. Gabriel, your turn.
Cool. I realize I've been cheating because I just hate the rules. When you attacked earlier, I got 4 and 1 points of damage for 5 total. Is that right?
I believe so, but my memory's shot, so I'll trust you.
That's cool. I just didn't mark the damage down on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
As I say, I love cheating.
That's fine.
Cool. So I'm going to use a bonus action, and I'm going to change the direction of gust of wind. Which
clever.
I can do at any point during my turn, and change the direction the line blasts out from me.
Okay.
I'm going to make like my favourite Canadian Mountie and send that due south.
Okay. It doesn't have to do anything until the start of its next turn, does it?
It does not know. At the start of its next turn, it has to make the check.
Okay. Just so you're aware. Yeah, just so you're aware, just due south of it, it is right against like a rocky outcropping. So it'll still push it back, but it probably won't move, but it might hurt it.
Okay, so we wouldn't get attack of opportunity from it leaving. It would.
No, because it's kind of pressed up against. It's not a wall per se, but it's a good 5 to 6 feet high rocky outcropping. So it would take bludgeoning damage if you managed to blast it into the wall, but it wouldn't move. So it's up to you.
Okay. In that case, can I sidestep between it and Kaya to that other square? Or is that not?
To here?
Duh.
Yeah, and just blast it directly away from the
so
party.
I'm going to blast a little bit, so I don't get the other.
Okay, so you want to keep that one there and blast that one. Well, it's a 10-foot one, so if you just put it here and the one above you, it won't get the next thing, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bless you.
So that's a move and bonus action.
Oh, jeez, I'm out of colour. Okay.
Yep, so then I'm going to stab it in the face.
Fair enough.
That's a nat 20.
Wow, okay. Roll for, damage.
I realise it might be overkill, but I mean...
You're going to smite it anyway.
Spend a spell slot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... I'm a bad person.
Well, that's what it's for, really. I know most people that paladins wait till they get a nat 20 and then use all their smite if it's a big bad evil guy. It makes sense.
So what's... You have to give me... I don't actually roll crits. So what's my actual damage on the crit?
Okay, so the way I'm doing it, just for RNG's sake, is you roll twice the number of dice rather than doubling it.
So do I roll twice the number for the smite or just the normal weapon?
All dice.
Okay, so all dice, you roll... Instead of rolling 1 dice, you roll 2. Or instead of rolling 3 dice, you roll 6. And then you add the modifier, but you don't double the modifier.
Oh, well, this could be a lot. Okay.
Like it says double dice damage, I believe, in the book. So some people say roll it and then just double the result. Some people say roll twice as many dice. And I'm going to go twice as many dice just because that averages out better for you. Because if you rolled like a 1 and it doubled it to a 2, that's not great. I know it's great if you got it the other way, but averages say you'd get a fairer result if you rolled more dice.
Yes, that's 34.
Yeah, you basically, you stabbed down at it, and this thing just eviscerated and splats out of the way. There's nothing left of this thing. Like, even the bones kind of...
Casting Gust of Wind isn't going to protect us from all the Ikori things.
It is not, I'm afraid. But it looks impressive, because, like, it's like it's like the Hulk doing a superhero landing with the seismic force that comes out from your smite, coupled with your Gust of Wind. So, yeah, that thing is dead. So, it's not you this time, Mercy. Kaya and... You don't have to make a save this time. Well done. But Kaya and Gabriel, can you make a dex save for me, please?
Uh,
15.
18.
Okay. Kaya, you move out of the way. Gabriel, you went for this so hard that you, like, it just left your mind that this thing, like, could be dangerous. And you're roaring as you do so. So as you go, ah, it splats and gets onto your tongue. And it tastes awful. It's like acidic. It's like pure lemon juice on acid. And you are...
You did get me on 18, not 8 there, right?
Oh, did you say 18? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said 8. That's fine then. Yeah. Ignore my well narrated action because he saved it because he did remember, and as he did so, he marched down, but he didn't even look because that's how cool you are. You just stabbed it and faced the other way and put some sass on there. So yeah, you're both fine, and this thing is no more. Okay, that is Gabriel, and that one is dead. Kaya, your turn.
Are any, other than sleeping, are any of them still up?
One.
Yeah, it's just the
the one next to Run. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sad I have no mixer left. Can I drink? Do I just drink rum as it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mummy's always.
That's a spicy tortilla.
Going to look over at the one that's currently asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to sort of like start whispering, and I'm going to cast Discordant Whispers. Romance isn't dead.
Aww.
You've annoyed me, and I'll make you drown dry.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
Can I have a wisdom saving throw from it, please?
You can. First off, thank you, Kawari Thunderclaw. 1 for following, 2 for having an awesome name. And you may not have seen this before, but the map software is called Dynamic Dungeons, which is a Patreon, and they bring out some awesome maps that are video files or static, depending on what you want, but they're really good. So yeah, if you go onto Patreon and search Dynamic Dungeons, they've got some really cool stuff. So yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
That is a 21.
Well, it definitely saves,
Okay.
but it still takes half damage.
What spell is this that you're casting, sorry?
Discordant Whispers.
That's it. Sorry, the audio was a bit bleh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
On a failed...
Go for it.
Yeah, it takes half as much damage.
Okay.
It'll take... was 12 down to 6.
So 6 damage.
6 psychic damage.
Psychic, wow.
Although it's currently asleep, so therefore it's also going to now wake up.
Does it automatically wake up, or does it have to make a save?
No, it will wake up because it's taking damage.
Okay, you see this thing, and it's kind of been up until now, just because this is one of my favorite videos, and it's adorable, and also horrifying because of what these things look like. It's been asleep so long that it starts dreaming. And have you guys seen the Vine, viewers as well, where it's the little golden retriever or Labrador that's running, and then they keep running, but they manage to stand up and run into a wall and wake themselves up?
Yeah.
It kind of does that, but instead of running into a wall, it's running, and then it gets this almighty brain freeze from the discordant whispers, and just wakes itself up, and it's like, for a second, it's like, what's going on? What's going on? And then it sees you, snarls, and gets ready to bound at you. Okay. I'm a sucker for a meme. Mercy, would you like to get some revenge on these fuckers?
I can actually do stuff now, yeah?
Yes, you are fine. Like I say, you still got rocky fingers and toes, but you're fine.
Yeah, I knew I should have gone to that clinic before I left.
Chin chin.
Okay, right. The one that... okay, that is currently engaged with Runt.
Yeah.
I will...
Remember, the other one is your spiritual weapon, because I didn't have a counter.
Yeah. I will move Spiritual Corpse Wolf over the other.
Ooh, underneath it, that do for you?
No, opposite.
Oh, you want to get flanking bonus?
Yes, please.
I'm not sure if spiritual weapons are meant to, but I'm going to allow it because...
It is classed as a melee spell attack.
Yeah, so I'm going to allow it anyway, so don't worry. If nothing else, rule of cool. You've just, like, swung Benedict. I'm going to say, instead of just moving it, because that's boring, what you do is, with it being here, it can pass through matter because it's spiritual. You swing it. You swing it in a wide arc, and it kind of arrives at this thing like an oncoming train, and you smack into it. You don't get any advantage or anything, but it looks cooler.
Fair enough. That's a 17 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay, and it will take 7 damage.
7 damage, okay. What did I call that one? Okay, yeah.
Bruce.
They only have numbers so far. If I name them, I'll get upset if you kill them.
I'm not a number, I am a free will.
Okay, you still have your action, you sexy beast.
Yeah, the best thing...
I just lost you there, but what are you going to do to it?
Hello?
Yes, you're back.
Okay, the weird buzzing works. Yeah, for this, even though it's pretty much a dead meme on the inside.
We lost you again. The meme is not strong with you.
Toll the dead!
Toll the dead! There we go. Okay, wisdom saving throw yet? I take it this is the one... Is this at the one that you just whacked with Benedict the Ghost?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you got very lucky. It was a natural 17 turned into a natural 7, which becomes a
Yay.
9. So, yeah. D12, because it
Finally! Yes.
D12.
Can we that's the first cantrip that's ever worked, so...
Well, if any of you watch Critical Role, which if you're watching a D&D stream, you probably have, Toll the Dead barely ever works.
Not a second fly.
So, yeah, roll
Hey?
it. D12.
No, it's not that. It's just that my D so hard.
No, everything fitting works. That's 10 necrotic...
10 necrotic. Damn. Okay. You see as, like... What happens is, because your Benedictus is out, you say your prayer, and you let out your divine power, and Benedictus beats itself against the ground, just one big thud. But instead of a thud, it's like a chime that ripples out and hits this thing, and again it makes that horrible little like noise.
Delightful.
I know, right? And yeah, this thing is looking like it's trying to stand up, but its legs are shaking as it does so. It was looking rough. And it's its turn. It can't get to you. So it is going to attack It's going to stay where it is, and it's going to take another bite at you, Kaya. Well, another couple of bites at you. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of those is a natural 1, so that will not. And the other one is a 22, which I assume will.
Cutting words.
Cutting words is your reaction, yes.
Yes.
What?
It's like a wet cat would hit better than you.
That reduces it by D6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Floorboards.
Which I rolled a 4.
4, so 22 is now an 18. Does that hit you?
It'll still hit.
It looks at you, and it kind of tilts its ear, like, but doesn't seem to understand you, and then just bites onto your forearm and digs right into the flesh. And it does... Oh, stop it! So it does 8 piercing damage to you. Sorry, I'm saying stop it because I keep rolling 6s on D6s. So it does 8 piercing damage to you, and 2 poison damage.
Ooh.
You still good?
Guess what?
Oh, no.
I am on the floor.
Okay, which means... Okay. So, yeah, you see this thing bites the forearm, and Kaya just, like, lets out a scream of, ah! And then the poison kicks in. And, like, her joints stiffen. But then, with the motion of it, this thing lets go, and she just falls to the ground. Still kind of in this weird contorted position, like fighting this like paralysis and gravity at the same time almost. And yeah, Kaya is unconscious. It is the other things go. Wait. I'm going to say, because I didn't give you the option before, and that's unfair, that you made your wall go on you and 5 feet below you, so it still hits this wolf. Your wind wall. Gust of wind.
You did actually specify it was the square above and then moving horizontal from that, which I'm fine with.
Are you fine?
So it's not currently in it, but that line above it is where I
okay.
understand the wall.
If you're fine with that, because I kind of said it and you just agreed. Okay,
no, I'm more than happy with that.
Okay. It's not when it moves into it, is it? It's just when it starts its turn, is it not?
It's any movement it makes towards me in that kind of tunnel.
Okay,
is double
that's fine. So, and does it have to make the save as soon as it enters that wind?
I believe it's only if it begins its turn in the area.
Oh, so it makes it. So if it begins its turn in the area, it makes the save. If it's moving through it, like intermediately, then it just has halved movement.
If it starts its turn in the line, it must succeed a strength check.
Okay, that makes sense.
Otherwise, it doesn't make a strength check.
10, 15, and then double, so 25. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Okay. I don't want to be mean, but it's a wolf, so essentially it goes for the weaker prey. So instead, what it's going to do, it's going to see you as a threat, Gavriel, but it's also going to see Kaya on the floor. And so what it's going to do is it's going to make an attack at each of you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kaya, obviously, it's going to auto hit and auto crit, so that's 2 death, saving fails.
Yeah.
What also happens, can you make me a con save at disadvantage?
Mm. 15.
15, okay. Even though you're unconscious, the poison doesn't seem to spread any further, and you don't exhibit any more symptoms from whatever this venom is. Gabriel, it's then going to take a bite at you as it bites down on Kaya, and then is still wary of you and doesn't want you to take advantage of it being exposed, so turns its head and snaps at you. With that's not going to hit, with a 6. So yeah, as you see it snap down, you can tell a mile off, and you're on your guard, and you just are you left-handed or right-handed as Gabriel?
Left-hand shield, right-hand trident.
Okay, in that case, yeah, you just butt it with your shield as it tries to snap at you and just smack it in the face. Never thought that question would be relevant. Who knew? It is now Runt's go. He saved at the end of his turn, so what he is going to do is he is going to... Runt's a nice guy, and he doesn't care if he gets hurt. So what he is going to do is see that Kaya went down, and without leaving this thing's threat range, is going to move there and try and hit this thing that's just hurt you.
Aww.
And because it's seen that he's hurt one of his allies, and one that flirts with him, he's going to make it a reckless attack. So this is the point when he remembers. What's his plus to hit? +6, yeah.
Many.
So, yeah. Well, I rolled a 9, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, he managed to hit, and yeah, there's just like this almost cartoonish... Like, if it was a cartoon, steam would be coming out of his Minotaur nostrils right now. But I think we've had enough memes, so it doesn't quite go that far, but he does make like the equivalent of a growl from a bovine creature as he just lunges forward with like Spartan precision and rage with his spear, and managed to roll a fucking 1. But he managed to do 5, 9 to this thing. Yeah, he managed to take a good chunk out of this thing, stabs it right in the abdomen, and this thing briefly starts to leak out this ichor, and then when he pulls his spear away, it cauterizes it, so none of the ichor seems to keep flowing, just like in a slow pitter-patter. Gabriel, your turn.
Cool. Can I go 10 foot north?
10 north.
Through fire?
Okay, if you do so, this...
Oh, that thing not dead?
No. The only...
Oh, right, sorry, no.
Yeah,
right,
they're both alive. The only
yeah.
thing that isn't a real thing is the white background one, which is Mercy's spiritual weapon right now. So, that both grey ones are still alive.
That's fine. I thought that one had got splattered.
Okay.
Sure, we'll finish off Runt's attempt at that one.
Okay,
Try and stab that with the trident.
go for it.
Oh, maybe not. 11?
No. As you go to stab out,
Yeah, I didn't think.
after you hit it before, it kind of backs away slightly, and you stab like just into the ground, and your trident kind of just scrapes off the hard earth. Is that everything? You have a bonus action movement.
Yeah, what I might do then is I will. So if the spell stays up and that thing gets pushed out of range, it's still going to provoke an attack of opportunity, isn't it?
Yes. Normally, pushbacks, like apparently, rules as written, if something gets pushed back, it doesn't make an attack of opportunity, but that's 1, seems illogical, 2, isn't fun, so it will.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, we'll just leave it as it is.
Okay. That one is dead as dead can be. Kaya, can you make me
Okay.
a death saving throw, please?
12.
Oh, yeah, you make it. So that's 1.
I succeed. That's 1.
I don't think my conscience could have taken that. So yeah, you've succeeded in. So you've got 1 success and 2 fails. Mercy, It is your turn.
Yeah, even though I'm sluggish as F, I know what I have. Step up to Kaya.
Yep.
And with my free hand, I'm going to
Second level cure into her, and because she's already at 0, she automatically gets the maximum amount.
She does, because you are a great glaive. Well, that'd be cool too. But no, you're a grave cleric.
I'm a good cleric.
So that is what, 16 plus your wisdom modifier?
Yep, so that's 18 hit points.
So you come back to consciousness as, with 18, it feels like a shot of adrenaline and a defibrillator and like an unexpected orgasm. Sorry for any younger viewers. You come to consciousness with this vitality, and you sit bolt upright like the Undertaker on steroids. And you are now conscious but prone.
My spirit animal.
Yeah, your spiritual Benedictus corpse wolf is make an attack.
No. I'm saying the Undertaker. My spirit is my spirit.
Oh, okay. But
He is the inspiration behind the character.
okay. I assume you are gonna...
Yes, yeah. And I will bonus action spirit.
Okay, make an attack roll for me. Sorry, we're still like, you still seem to be cutting in and out, so we're like having to
Sorry,
interpret.
buddy.
That's all right. You can't help having a potato.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
It's more,
reasonable.
yeah, I think it's more connection at this point, so don't worry about it. We'll make it through.
Cool. All right. Has Run? I'm guessing Run's moved out of advantage.
Yeah, you're no longer flanking as he ran in to try and save Kaya. But
is he? Can I move Benedictus then?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you can still get. There's room above it, so yeah, you can get flanking with Runt.
Sounds like a good TV show. Flanking with Runt.
Yeah, it's like an informational video, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a thingy with Beg.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. Instead of Bear Grylls, it's Cow Dan. Because if it was Cow Grills, that'd just be a barbecue.
No, because Cow Dan's surely Desperate Dan with the cowboys.
We're going too far again now. Okay, what did you get to hit?
Diving too far into the meme.
What was that? Sorry, we got diving too far into the meme, but I didn't see your result.
19.
19, that will hit. Go for it. Actually, what is the modifier? Is there a modifier?
It's a D8 plus 2.
Okay, so just with the modifier, you splat this thing like a cockroach. Again, from above, Benedictus just kind of does a quick curve and splat. Runt, and sorry, Kaya, because you were prone, disadvantage, deck save, please.
Fine.
Oh, Runt gets advantage on these because he has danger sense, doesn't he?
If you say so.
That's I think that's that's a level.
Yeah, it's an early level thing. Barbarians get danger sense, so I mean,
18 was my lowest.
They're both the same, and they both failed for Runt. Yeah, you see this thing coming now, Kaya. You're not going to be done out by these fucking things again. So you managed to cover your eyes. Runt, however, does not, because he's a slow learner, apparently. And he, again, as he's leant forward with the spear, becomes like a life model and cannot move. Okay, that is the only one left. Seeing what's just happened and flanking its friend, this thing is going to... It's already at advantage, but the other wolf is going to take 2 attacks at Runtmobile.
Is that the wolf on the bottom?
Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, it has to make a strength check. Well, fails. So... Runt can't because it's paralyzed, but Kaya, because it is leaving your threat range, it'll be a disadvantage because you're prone. But Gabriel and Kaya can make attack of opportunities at Wolfie Boy.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! 24.
21.
They both at disadvantage. Wow. Yeah, they both hit.
Do I get to burn a spell slot on that? Probably won't.
I think. Well, I'm pretty sure that Smite just says when you hit with an attack, you can do it. If it says action, no. If it just says hit with an attack, then yeah.
I don't think I will at this point because that one's already pretty main.
Oh, you're not going to bother?
No, not at this point. Seems
okay.
Exciting.
So both of you hit. So if you want to roll for damage.
11 damage.
Okay.
8 damage.
Okay. Which one of you would like the killing blow, or would you both like to come up with something, or do you want me to put some flavour on there?
Luke flavour.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so... Kaya this thing is growling at you and almost leering over you because you are prone. You're sat up, but it's still at a higher vantage point than you. And again, it sees you as easy prey. So as it lunges at you, you quickly grab your rapier, and with an upward thrust, you get it right in the neck, and it comes out the other side. It misses the spine, but it kind of pins it in place for a split second. Doing so, Gabriel, seeing the wind blow it back and this rapier kind of tearing at it because of the wind, and Kaya holding on with all her strength against the wind and trying to keep a hold of her rapier, having pinned this thing in place, you take the trident and you don't do a spin, you're not a sign flipper, but you kind of do a bit of a flourish and stab straight into its side, level on to make sure that all three prongs get in between like each of its ribs, and you just like pierce this thing. As you do so, it slumps to the ground, but as you pull out, it does spurt out more ichor. So this, yeah.
That'll happen when you pull out.
Hey. So this thing was the... oh, you fucker. So yeah, it is deaded. Well done. But can... It's gone and gone. I know your spiritual weapon's... Yeah, your spiritual weapon's still there. So can... Runt is paralyzed, so his is already hit disadvantage. But Kaya and Gabriel, can you make me dex saves, please? Disadvantage, but he gets advantage, so I guess a straight roll. Yeah, it's fine. So
We're just testing normally, not a disadvantage.
No, it was only Runt that was at disadvantage because he's paralyzed. But you're not paralyzed. You're just prone. Yeah, so disadvantage for you.
Yeah, which is annoying because I rolled a natural 20 and then a 19. So
well, you still managed to dodge out. You still managed to dodge out of the way, which is fine. Gabriel, what did you get?
I got a 4. Don't judge me.
Okay, so basically it's like what happens is you do this thing and you are stuck in place, but combat is essentially over. So it might take you a while, but eventually the venom seems to dissipate throughout your system and it wears off and you can move again. Okay. So yeah, well done, guys. You managed to... it was very close, very, very fucking close there, literally down to a dice roll. But you made it. You killed whatever these things are. As you finish this and you're like wiping things off, and like Kaya, although you've been healed, you're tending to your wounds and like try and hold some of like the garments in place where they've been torn and tie them back up again. Like sort out just everything. Try and compose yourself to not show the fear from almost dying. Mercy, you're like stood away a little bit away from the combat, and you're happy because you saved Kaya and you've won these things, but you're just looking at your fingers. You can feel it in your toes as well, but you can see your fingers. And
I feel it in my fingers.
I feel it in my tongue. Anyway, but yeah, you just see them, and they don't move at the joints. So they take over your whole fingers and thumb. And while you can't move them like this, you can still move them like that, which is a weird feeling. And it kind of
I've basically become Princess Zelda in it.
Basically, but it does hurt as you do so, as you feel them grinding against the non-affected joints. But you can move them. But you look at them and you think And as you look, you're not sure, but you think you can see it start to crack and spread ever so slightly. And we'll end it there. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, well done, guys. You managed to fight these things off. We will pick up exactly where we left off because it's a mess. There's like bits everywhere. But you managed to fight these things off. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much. Let me just look. RPG Lab for raiding the stream. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If we ever catch you, we'll do the same. And if you're ever around again on the Wednesdays when we stream, or the Thursdays when we have our other campaign going, please, if you enjoyed it, join us again. But yeah, thanks for following, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Anybody have any closing messages before we call it?
I'm
No.
petrified of what comes next.
Hey.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Someone had to go there.
Okay. Well, on that horribly insensitive pun, thank you again for joining, guys. Tune in a couple of weeks for the next episode, and remember that the gods are watching.